The Bob and Tom Show.
Well, I love Halloween and everything about it, you know, the night and candy Esther used to buy for the little goblins. And the trick-or-treaters themselves. Why, she'd buy enough candy for the whole darn city, I'll tell you. And every kid within a few blocks from here knew it. They knew they could come to the old Johnson house and be sure to get some really good stuff, you know. Popcorn balls and big candy bars and bubble gum, you know, the best.
Trick or treat.
Well, I haven't been much up for handing out treats the past couple of years because the kids stopped coming by.
Knock on the door.
I don't know why.
Trick or treat.
But anyway, this year I'm ready for them again. I got the popcorn balls made and picked up some of those big Snickers and Clark bars.
What's he doing?
I just hope they come by. I suppose maybe they just decided to stop coming by since I haven't done it for a while. Oh, well, I'll just sit here and wait here if anybody shows up.
Want some candy, old man?
Well, hear that old man Johnson had all of Esther's favorite treats ready for him, passed out, and they didn't stop by, huh?
That's it. Let's get it.
I guess they're just
Watch
not
this.
coming. I guess they're not going to show up tonight. Oh, well, I guess I'll turn in. Almost 7 o'clock. I'll just save it for my granddaughter's birthday party.
Oh, my
If they're coming, I thought they would have phoned by now. Boy, it sure is warm in here.
Wow.
This Halloween season, when the doorbell rings, answer it. This message brought to you by the National Halloween Foundation, NHF. It's no trick that we treat you right.
What? What, are we on? Boy, that's embarrassing. How about you? It's the Bob and Tom Show. Still right on the hit point. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. What a legend. What a man. What a... Good morning, Tom. How are you?
Fine.
Jessica Alsman in for Christy Lee. Hello.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey, chick.
There's Josh Arnold.
Chick.
There's Ace Cosby. Willie Griswold is here.
Chickster.
I'm Chick McGee, and we got one special guest at least today, right?
Mark Summers, television host. I guess he's a special guy.
Sure,
Absolutely.
He's very, very special.
We have a little treat for Mark.
Is it candy?
No, as you know, Mark is
Nuts?
a television host.
Oh.
And made famous, I guess, as a young man on Double Dare. And he's got a great book out there about his severe OCD, and we have a little treat for him that he doesn't know is coming. So I don't want to give it away. I hope he's sleeping somewhere, but he'll be here
Give us
later.
a hint. Come on, he's not listening. Give us a hint. A quick hint.
Play a chord, Pat.
Oh,
There you go. There's your hint. Now
I don't know what kind of a hint then.
Oh, is it a tribute to Porgy and Bess? Summertime, and the living is easy. My God, that was beautiful, Pat.
Thank you. You were sounding good,
How
too.
did you know today was the anniversary of the opening of Porgy and Bess? Are you reading today in history ahead of me?
No, I didn't know. I just thought of Mark Summer, anything summer.
No,
that popped into my
today
head.
is in fact the anniversary of the opening
Yes.
of
Crazy.
Wow.
Porgy and Bess on Broadway.
I tell you, how many times have I said my psychic comedy continues?
Yes.
I went to see it. I was really upset. I thought it was about Porky Pig, and here it turns out to be this whole thing about the sound.
Do you remember Porky's girlfriend's name?
I do. I don't.
Hold that thought, Tom.
I do not. What was it?
Petunia.
Oh,
Isn't that sweet?
I didn't know
Considering
that.
she was a big fat pig.
Does Porky, does he have the fashion choice? He wears a top, no bottoms.
Exactly.
Right? And then Donald Duck also has that fashion sense as well.
No, doesn't Donald Duck wear pants?
No,
Or
Donald
Daffy
Duck does
Duck?
not wear pants.
Just like my uncle.
Daffy Duck's wears nothing, except if he's a salesman. Then he wears a nice suit and a tie.
Okay. Let's
Remember,
see.
he sells Elmer the house that the second floor comes down to the first floor.
I
You don't
forgot
have
the
to worry about
topic.
stairs.
What were we talking about again? Oh, Mark Summers will be our guest.
Summertime. Okay.
Yeah, but today really is that anniversary. I don't know. That's
I had no idea.
Really amazing. Yeah, the George Gershwin play Porgy and Bess opened on Broadway on this date in 1935. Wow.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, and then we have a lot of other exciting stuff. I guess we'll wait for Today in History coming up down the road. We have an unusual name in sports today. I don't know if you've heard about this guy, Steve Ho You Fat.
The basketball player.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Steve Ho You Fat is in the news today, and that's really his name. And I guess the announcer had to make it real clear that he wasn't saying, "Hey, Steve Ho You Fat." It's the gentleman's name, which is his. It's funny because never mind.
Well, and also this month, celebrating Asians, there's a documentary on HBO or Cinemax or HBO Max about Jeremy Lin and Lin's Sanity that swept the country back in 2012.
I remember that.
Yeah. He's something else.
That was cool.
That'd be a good documentary.
We'll hear about Steve Ho You Fat coming up in sports today. But first, a couple of letters. Josh Arnold was in Toledo over the weekend. Got this nice note. Best night of my life. He killed it at the 9 o'clock show.
Holy hell.
Thank you so much.
Either you are an amazing performer or this guy's got to get out more. Jeez.
Well, that 9:30 show was a bit of a spectacle.
I've been there. Second show Friday.
This was Saturday and things got wild.
Oh, jeez.
This guy writes, I was able to open the door for one of my idols, blessed beyond measure.
Oh, nice. Very nice. We had a good time.
Who was there?
Dear hooligans, this weekend I took my wife to see Josh Arnold in Toledo for my birthday. He was a scream. We got to meet him after the show. He couldn't have been any nicer.
Oh, how nice. Thank you very much.
But of all the thousands of loyal fans he met, I hope he will remember our warm embrace. I know I will.
Okay.
What's this all about?
I could never forget it.
Okay, well.
Were there any standout embraces over the weekend? Any hugs that really got to you, really spoke to you?
I think we just spoke of one. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, that's very nice.
Yes. Thank you to everybody who came out. It was a terrific time.
Now, Willie, you were in Iowa over the weekend?
Yeah, with Greg Hahn. We had a blast, man. Running all around Burlington, Dubuque, Cedar Rapids. Great time.
Well, good. I know the boys are running around a little bit coming up. You guys, speaking of King Ho Fat, wait a minute. What was the guy's name again? Steve.
Steve Ho You Fat?
Steve Ho You Fat.
Everyone, ladies and gentlemen, climb aboard for this for the next 4 hours of him mispronouncing this poor guy's name.
Well, it reminds me that coming up Saturday at the Ho Chunk Casino.
Mm-hmm.
So now if
H-O.
Hey You Fat would marry
Ho Chunk. Hey you fat ho, you chunk.
Hey You Fat Ho
Chunk You Fat?
Yeah, this is,
I don't think we should be talking like this.
I don't think so either.
That's the name of the casino. Sue me, okay?
Hey.
It's the Ho Chunk Casino in the Wisconsin Dells. It's going to be Pat Godwin, Willie G, and Josh coming up this Saturday.
Hey, let me ask you something. The Ho Chunk Casino doesn't have the mascot, the monkey, the Ho Chunk monkey, the Ho Chunky monkey. I don't know what they're doing.
Why don't you get the PR guy on the phone?
You know, the Chunky monkey. You like
See
the
what we
Chunky
can
monkey?
do. Well, with Halloween just around the corner, time to go stock up on candy. We'll be covering candy to a degree. Also coming up today, what I thought was a very offensive headline is not.
Okay.
And
you know, you starting it out like that is not helping anyone. Because I didn't think of it until I actually honestly thought about the flies.
I didn't.
Well, that's because you're different.
No,
Very, very different.
If you glance at
Why
this.
don't you tell Josh Josh the headline and see what he thinks of first.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
But if you're looking, Midges swarm Browns field and stands during game with Chargers.
Oh, yeah.
I would have.
So you saw you added a T in there.
Yeah, it does not use the offensive term midget, but midges.
No, but you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one brought it up.
Just now.
No one was saying anything about that until you got
Just
a little loose
second.
over there.
Well,
Let me ask just for fun. How tall is you fat? How tall is he? I hope he's over 6.5 feet. I would hope.
But I didn't know that midge was a word.
It's like a gnat.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a word until it appeared in Wordle.
Oh.
And it's in fact, that broke my streak.
Oh, that one did?
73 episodes ago, yes. I didn't know midge was a word. It turns out it's a fly found worldwide, and it happens to be a small fly.
Very, yeah.
And I talked to a few midges,
Okay.
And I have been informed they prefer to be referred to as little flies.
Oh.
So we've got that story coming up from the NFL and any other NFL teasers.
Well, the internet is broken. They feel like Tom Brady's getting the calls again.
Oh, sure.
So here we go on that. And we had Major League Baseball last night. And for those of you getting ready to cheer on your New York Mets, they had 102 wins for
Can't
regular
wait.
season.
I bought a hat, everything.
Not so fast, my friend. The Padres eliminated them last night. That's right.
Wow.
And including there was a meeting at the mound with the umpires and a pitcher. They were checking his face. Did he think it was a visit to the dermatologist? No.
I read about that. What a weird explanation.
Yeah.
Josh, you know more about baseball. Wait till you hear this one.
Yeah. Does he have a beard?
No.
I wonder what.
It's a weird thing involving the ears.
Might have been.
Okay. I was thinking beard, maybe beard oil, but
It's weird.
this is okay.
World of Gaylord. Holy moly, by the beard of Gaylord Perry. That's exactly right.
When we come back, Pat, I know you and I didn't have much time to conspire this morning, but that chess thing over the weekend,
Oh, yeah.
even Chick now is on board with it. He sent me an article about it.
I wasn't on board.
About
on the air, I'm still acting like I'm off board. Will you stop it?
Oh, this is, of course, the scandal with the guy allegedly wearing the Morse code.
Again with this.
The Morse code anal beads.
See what I'm doing? How long are we going to talk about this?
That's
Your acting is.
Yes.
I mean, the more I think about it, this could be used though in virtually any sport.
Sure.
If you start seeing a bunch of Major League Baseball players, for example.
No. Quarterbacks in the NFL, they put something up their butt to send in plays.
Yeah.
Oh. They tried this once in swimming, but the man was electrocuted. Well,
And then there was also the telltale antenna sticking out of his ass.
yeah, like a dorsal fin.
Yeah, we'll get to all these stories coming up in a matter of seconds. Comedian Reno Collier, television host Mark Summers, who, by the way, you know that his brother is a famous drummer. Did you know that, Ace?
I did not.
Yeah, his brother is a famous
Drummer Summers, right?
That's not the name he goes by. We'll find out about that. All right, now I want to remind you about our mission. Our mission, of course, once again, we have a mission statement. It is as follows. Napa has a mission statement. That is to keep you on the road, keep you in motion. Napa has been known for having quality parts and expert knowledge for almost 100 years. I want to say that there are almost 6,000 Napa Auto Parts stores, over 17,000 Napa Auto Care centers, and those Napa Auto Parts stores have about 500,000 parts for your car, your truck, so they're going to have it. So find out what it is you need and check it out at Napa. Visit NapaOnline.com to find the Napa location near you. You're never far from quality products and the trusted service that you and your ride need. They've got Napa know-how. Coming up first, what do you got over there first?
First, I've got Sunday Night Football, and the Bengals take one on the chin to Justin Tucker. He's a bad
Mother.
Shut your mouth.
This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hi, fellas. This is Floyd Tucker, the over-the-road trucker. This is Bob and Tom's program, 24/7.
Good morning and welcome to Monday. It's October 10th. My name is Mark Allison. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Bob and Tom Show this morning. Christy Lee out today. She is on assignment all week long. Jessica Alsman sitting in.
Hey, it's Josh, and of course,
Hi, Chick McGee, everybody. Your chance to win a Mini Max Big Green Egg for Bob and Tom and Big Green Egg. Each week, someone will win a Mini Max Big Green Egg.
it's the Bob and Tom Show Pigskin Pick'em, powered by the Big Green Egg.
Go to bobandtom.com/contest on the computer. And
Is that where you go? Are we eligible?
A family man, a clean liver. Now, when you're on stage, Jim, you don't do a blue kind of show, do you?
I'm very clean and kind of, I talk about cake for like an hour because, cake's an important topic.
Cake, tell me about cake.
Well, there's a lot of different. Cake's a powerful food. Cake can actually bring people together. It's Bill's birthday. Yeah, I hate that guy. There's cake in the conference room. Well, I should say hello.
Who am I to pass judgment on him?
It's his big day. There's so many types of cake. There's rum cake, which makes sense because we've all been eating cake and thought, this needs booze. Shot of liquor. I don't have time to eat and drink. There's fruit cake. That's a bit of a disappointment.
Oh, yeah.
You'd think that would be better. Fruit, good.
Right.
Cake, great.
Right.
Fruit cake, nasty crap.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. Have you tried fruit cake? I don't even think that's fruit in there. You're like, when is that, a Skittle?
Think you know your pro football and want to put your knowledge to the test? Then play Pigskin Pick'em every week at bobandtom.com. This is your chance to win a Mini Max Big Green Egg. Just pick the winners of this week's pro football games and you could win a Mini Max Big Green Egg. Head to bobandtom.com/contest and play Pigskin Pick'em with the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, it's Roy Wood Jr. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Bob and Tom all the time in your ear.
Hi, folks. Billy Mazing here with more made-for-TV revolutionary offers exclusively for Bob and Tom Show listeners just in time for the holiday season. How many times has this happened to you? You're carving your big turkey for the holidays when, ouch, you cut your finger on another sharp knife. That's why at Mazing Industries, we're offering for the first time our patented double-handle carving knife, a must in every kitchen. It's our Surefire safety knife. On one end, you'll find an ergonomically designed, easy-to-grip handle. And on the other end, you'll find an ergonomically designed, easy-to-grip handle. That's right, folks. There's no blade at either end.
Oh.
Made of space-age polymers, my Surefire safety knife is guaranteed you just can't hurt yourself. Keep it anywhere. On the counter, in the kitchen drawer, in the pack and play, in the shower. This bladeless wonder gives you the same Surefire results every time. No cuts, no slices. The Surefire safety knife is an unsharp knife for people who aren't that sharp. Only cutting-edge technology can bring you a knife with no cutting edge. Only $39.95 or 3 easy payments of $18.95 each.
Wow.
Order in the next minute and I'll throw in just in time for that holiday party you're giving for friends and guests who are nudists a set of our wildly popular scrotum coasters. Just drop them down, flop them down, and enjoy.
And coast.
How can I make such an amazing offer? Easy. I'm Billy Mazing.
Oh.
Happy holidays.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, Billy.
Good morning, sunshine.
Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7. 24/7.
I got thrown out of J.C. Penney the other day.
Really?
Yeah, fondling up the mannequins. You believe that? And that ain't my fault. Have you seen the mannequins in there?
Uh-huh.
And they taunt you, too. They got the little short skirt on, the arm up, kind of waving you over. You know what I mean? Shoot. I tell you what, if you ask me, the little whore was asking for it.
Joining us in the studio, comedian Ed Yeager.
Hi, guys.
Hi,
Ed. How are you?
Good.
Good to see you again.
I'm glad football season's almost here. I love football.
I do too.
I was I was in a hotel room, and I was watching a football game, and I opened the drawer, I pull out the Bible, I turned to John 3:16.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually says, "Sitteth thee in the end zone with a large sign."
You know you're too high when you're eating cereal naked and your girlfriend tells you to put some clothes on. You realize it's not your girlfriend. It's just a woman on a bus. That's how you know you're too high.
Bob and Tom 24/7. Not on air, online, all the time.
Bobby.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. So what? Christy Lee on assignment. Jessica Alsman at the news desk.
Hello, Chick.
Hey, there's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hello.
There's Josh Arnold.
Hey, chick.
There's Ace Cosby at the track phone hotline hot phone. There's Wilbur Griswold.
Hey, man.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold. Is having some trouble with some technical equipment over there, it looks like. Yep, here we
Mondays,
go.
huh?
Password. Somebody's got a case of the Monday.
The witches come in and do things with software.
There we go.
Pat?
Yes?
Pat Godwin's over there. First, we got a letter for you, Pat.
Yep.
It's Sunday morning as I write this. I'm watching CBS Sunday Morning. They're doing a story about the late John Denver.
Yeah.
The first thing that came to mind was Pat's great story. Would you mind having him tell it again? But P.S., I listened to Pat's new album, and it's great.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Pat's new album is out there on the various streaming services. It is called Christmas Bonus. It features a Halloween song.
If I could step in here, as soon as this gentleman's PayPal clears and we actually see that he's bought Pat's album, we'd love to indulge him.
We want some proof, right?
Have Pat tell the story.
Yeah, send some receipts.
That's right.
The John Denver story is what?
Well, I was 18 years old and living in South Bend, and I took a Greyhound bus, out to L.A. for my first big trip out to L.A. to move out there with my guitar. And it was packed back then on the buses, and they were all smoking back then, different times. And I had got up on the bus, and it was packed. I was kind of late, and I had my guitar case, and I hit the top of the thing where the driver is. I'm looking around for a seat, and a lady in the back goes, "Hey, look, it's John Denver." And the bus exploded with laughter. And I've never been the same since.
So from that day forward, you will not carry your guitar.
I will not. I take 2 guitars. I leave one at the club. I do not walk in with the guitar.
Thanks, man. Much appreciated. Now, Pat, before we move on to the NFL, I wanted to talk about this controversy in the world of sports. It involves the world of chess, which has never gotten this much publicity until recently.
How much longer? Where did you get this story from anyway?
You sent it to me over the weekend.
Oh yeah.
There's an investigation being conducted by chess.com. And by the way, I had no idea there are millions of dollars at stake in the world of chess.
You know how chess.com answers the phone? Hello, chess.com. Don't hang up. We don't get many calls.
Yeah, okay. Hans Niemann has been accused of cheating, some openly speculating that he had vibrating anal beads shoved up his keister, and that someone was communicating with him with using some kind of a chess computer and telling him how to move. No one has been able to really get much clarity on this, but it's causing a great sensation in the world of chess.
Don't you get the feeling that the guy kind of had to say, "Look, I'll cheat, but I'll tell you what, you wouldn't want to use vibrating anal beads. No, don't try that. That wouldn't work."
This guy has admitted to cheating while playing online, in tournaments online. So, and he's being accused by a player with a higher rating of cheating. So it's pretty serious business. And then the last week, there was some kind of championship in St. Louis, and it's referred to here as a butt scan. They took a wand and ran it over his buttocks area.
Why is he still allowed? Why are any of these people who have been caught and admitted cheating before still allowed in tournaments? Are they that short of chess players?
I don't know. I just saw the photograph. They're one of those things where you can see the security people from a distance, and they were looking for the anal beads. It looked like some guy was trying to start a lawnmower. looked like fisting night on Talbot Street. But
that doesn't exist. That's not a night.
No, I'm sorry. It's Christopher Street. But Pat, you have a tribute?
Well, let's hear from Hans. Anal beads, every chess match I need you. Small and white, not tonight. You'll be caramel in no time. If I don't know, please move to and fro. Feed me moves discreetly. Anal beads, stuck inside me forever.
Thank you very much. Thank you. But I mean, if this could start happening in all kinds of sports, if you start seeing athletes studying Morse code, to just think about it.
What sport would this give you an advantage in, though?
In baseball, if you could tell the batter, "Hey, this next one's gonna be a curveball."
Huh.
You know,
2 buzzes for a curve, 3 for a fastball, 4 for, well, never mind about 4, but because you'll be passed out.
So we'll see. We got a couple of really interesting letters. Josh, help me here. Do you remember the story about the old painting that looks like it's a It looks like someone's got a cell phone.
Yes. Yeah, it was, 17th century, 18th century? One of those?
Yeah, and a guy has written me a letter explaining. He really nails it, I think. There are a couple of them. One of them, they say it's a woman walking with a prayer book from the painting.
Right.
The other one shows a group of indigenous peoples and sort of some explorers or whatever you want to call them, settlers. And it really looks like this one guy staring at a cell phone.
That's remarkable.
Yeah.
I got a letter from Levin, who is a teacher. This is, I'm sure he's correct. He goes, he says, I think it's a guy holding a hand mirror.
I said something about maybe he's looking at his own reflection in something.
Apparently, they would take hand mirrors and give them to the native peoples.
There you go.
Because they'd never seen a mirror. And there are reports of them handing them a mirror, and they would stare at the mirror for hours.
But yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So if you've seen this, if you've seen the painting we're talking about, it makes perfect sense. We had a couple of them that we posted on the various Bob and Tom social media networks. But last week, the one called The Expected One, the painting by Ferdinand George Waldmuller, hit the internet big time, and people were going crazy about it.
That one's less phone-like than the...
it's tinier.
The other one is, it really looks like the guy staring at an iPhone.
Yeah.
And the painting is whatever, 100 years old or something. So thanks for the letter, Levin. I think you're exactly correct.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something to check out on the Bob and Tom social media platforms. In the meantime, there was a Sunday Nighter chick.
Yes, there was. The Cincinnati Bengals losing late, as if you have Justin Tucker as your kicker, plan on that. He hit a 43-yard field goal on the final play to lift the Ravens over the Bengals 19-17 in Baltimore, and Baltimore into sole possession of first place in the AFC North. Tucker also made a 58-yard kick in the third quarter, and if you're a Ravens fan, that was a great moment, because Tucker, after he made the 58-yarder, put his arms out and shook his head yes, and was looking much like big-time wrestling. He was just, that's right. That's right.
It's a cool move.
Now, if you're a Bengals fan, you want to rip his head off. But, if you're a Ravens fan, yeah, tell him about it. But anyway, Bengals are 2-3, and the Ravens are now 3-2. But real quick, back to playoff baseball. Joe Musgrove brushed off chance of cheaters, you might imagine, if the Mets were playing in New York. A bizarre spot check by umpires behind his ears and around his cap. They were looking for a slick substance that manager Buck Showalter insisted he was putting on the ball. Possibly your spitter, which, as you know, what's Gaylord Perry's book is called something like, I loaded the ball up or something. I mean, he admits to hawkering a big loogie on the ball. He used everything. KY jelly, Vaseline.
Didn't he have a nail file? Like he glue it to
I'm sure if
his glove somewhere so he could scuff up the ball.
He had a nail in the palm of his glove so he could scratch it up and get a better grip on the ball. Yeah, it was. He got it to an art. He really did. But anyway, Musgrove was not. They couldn't find anything. And, oh, by the way, he pitches one hit ball as the Padres eliminate the Mets last night. 6-0. Juan Soto had a 2-run single, and San Diego advances to face the top seed. Oh, good news, you won the series. Bad news, you got to face the Dodgers in a best-of-5 divisional series beginning on Tuesday. Now, back to the NFL, if you follow the way I've drifted. Grady.
Wait, whoa. You're not going to explain what happened with the substance?
What do you mean? With what substance?
They ended up not finding anything.
They didn't find anything.
Yeah, but did you hear the explanation? There's a thing now where the guys are putting stuff in their ear. I'll dig it up. Yeah, there's a really...
Well, they were checking behind his ear. I guess they checked in his ear, but they said they didn't find it.
Yeah, but it's not for the purposes of loading the ball.
Is it to keep the crowd noise out?
No, it's some kind of focus. I'll have to find the article. It's something about guys are doing this because it helps them focus.
No. Whatever they said, It's to put crap on the ball, okay? No. It helps me focus.
Yeah, I think better with this lotion in my ear.
Yeah, that's right. I really can. It's like topical ADD pill. It's amazing.
It's a calming lube.
Right.
That's interesting. I wonder. I can see putting something in your ear for balance, but focus. I'm not too.
I'll look.
The inner ear.
Yeah, boy.
It's a mystery.
It sure is. Yeah.
No one knows what it does in there. It's like the ocean.
And the thing that broke the internet yesterday was Tom Brady getting a call by a referee in the National Football League. Grady Jarrett was flagged for roughing the passer, and in this reporter's opinion, it was not roughing the passer. He just tackling Tom Brady. That happened late in the fourth quarter, and the Falcons win 21-15. And if they hadn't been called for roughing the passer, the possibilities were there that the Falcons could have won the game. Some would say easily. Jarrett, 6 feet, 305 pounds, spun Brady around and put him to the ground too hard, the referee said. The tackle was similar in style to the one that injured Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, but not nearly as violent. Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe went on Twitter and said, because we were all waiting for Shannon's opinion, that was not roughing the passer. Well, all right. There you go. I think he speaks definitively.
Thank you, Shannon.
I think that's all there is. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, here's the explanation
I bet
of
it's
the
not.
ear thing.
Go ahead.
From Andrew McCutcheon. I guarantee Musgrove has red hot on his ears. Pitchers use it as a mechanism to stay locked in during games. It burns like crazy. I don't know why some guys think it helps. In no way is it a sticky.
All right.
So that's
or a slick. A slick would help too.
Yeah, that's a weird idea. Would you want to do that to stay focused during the show, Josh?
The red. If anybody doesn't need to stay, I'm the one who's most focused during the show.
Well, I wasn't implying you weren't. I was just saying you could be more focused.
I don't know what he's talking about. I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Something about the Muppets.
Yeah.
Is that what we were talking about?
Okay, good.
Yeah, they're singing now.
And we got some letters, dear dumbasses, and Christy. Sorry, Jessica.
That's fine.
How Chick has ruined my Sundays. Being from Wisconsin, the Packers are my favorite team. Oh, I believe I had this over the weekend. The Giants had the +8. They were playing the Packers in London. I was watching in Wisconsin at my local bar, and every time Saquon Barkley's name, it was Saquon Barkley.
Quan Barkley.
That's exactly right. Everyone was wondering what the hell was going on. I tried to explain it to them, but they would not hear. Good morning, Jack Holes and Christy. So I'm watching football yesterday during the Arizona Cardinals game. A rookie kicker by the name of Cameron Dicker made his NFL debut. And how do you know Dicker, the last name Dicker? Well, Dicker and Dicker of Beverly Hills, right?
What?
Yeah, Dicker and Dicker of Beverly Hills. They would give away prizes on game shows when I was a kid.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Mink Stole provided by Dicker and Dicker of Beverly Hills. You've never heard that?
No, is it a furrier or a law?
It's a furrier.
Be a better name for a law firm.
Yeah.
Cameron Dicker made his
It'd be
debut.
a divorce lawyer.
Yeah.
Dicker and Dicker. We only take men as clients.
Remind me, I have a chunt update, too. The NFL debut for the Eagles, Cameron Dicker's their kicker. The commentator, Chris Myers, referred to him as, yes, Dicker the kicker. I immediately started giggling, and the first person I thought of was Chick McKee. I have to let him know. And this begins the story of Tom and his misunderstood headline at the Cleveland Browns.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, the headline read, "The Midges at the Browns game swarm stadium."
Mm-hmm. I thought at first I had a quick glance at some kind of really inappropriate halftime show, attributing to a tribute to the Wizard of Oz.
Well, evidently, this evidently has been going on since this reporter, Jason, reminds me back in 2007. The Indians were playing the Yankees, and both teams were swarmed by midges.
He's right. That was a famous thing. I guess it was really bothering both teams. Just huge swarms of these flies. They were all over the press box windows.
Oh, gosh, really? See, that's demonic possession. I don't think that's anything.
Oh, you got Rod Steiger open.
Fans were forced to deal with the swarms of midges while the stadium's press box window was speckled with the insects.
Man, oh man.
During pregame warm-ups, players on both teams swatted away the midges, which seemed to be thicker along the Chargers' shaded sideline. Well, there you go.
Yep.
Home team advantage.
Sure.
They're only supposed to be over there, sir. That is just weird. Browns, midges, and Chargers.
Oh, my.
All sound like various forms of fecal material. But, I don't know, someone left a midge and...
What happened? What happened in there? Oh, it was
the midge in your bowl is nothing like the Charger left in mine.
Charger.
Depth Charger.
Midge, of course, I always thought them the sexiest of the young ladies in
Absolutely.
the Archie comics.
No question.
Midge?
Yeah,
Yep.
Midge. Midge.
You can have Betty and Veronica. Forget it.
Okay.
More sports coming up, including another letter.
Hiya, Midge.
There was a problem at Walmart, and yes, this is a name from sports. Steve Ho You Fat.
Mm-hmm.
That's his name.
Actual name.
Actual name.
Which reminds me, once again, the word ho is in Ho Chunk, as in Ho Chunk Casino, Wisconsin Dells. Pat Godwin, Willie G, and Josh coming up this Saturday. What a show.
Road trip.
That is going to be a killer show. Right now, hey, it's the tailgating season. What better food to tailgate with than steaks? Oh, that's right. Omaha Steaks have a little something for us. Josh, have you been familiarizing yourself with the latest in the world of steaks?
I sure have. Tailgate parties are going on every weekend, busy weeknights, kids back in school. Well, the flavor experts at Omaha Steaks have made it easy to savor all the flavors of fall. Check out omahasteaks.com and find out all about their mouth-watering assortments of perfectly aged steaks, ultra juicy burgers, and easy to prepare comfort meals that are ready in a flash. Those comfort meals are delightful. The lasagna, the meat lovers lasagna, has to be my favorite comfort meal from Omaha Steaks. I make sure I add it to every assortment I order. And remember, every steak and every entree is backed by Omaha Steaks' unconditional 100% money-back guarantee. Right now, take advantage of 50% off site-wide by shopping their semi-annual sale. It's on right now, with 50% off delicious customer favorites. And when you use promo code BTS at checkout, you're going to take an additional $30 off your order. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com, enter BTS at checkout, and stock up on fall flavor today. Don't forget to use that promo code BTS. You put it in when you check out to score an extra $30 off your order. Omaha Steaks isn't just steak, my friends. It's the best steak of your life, guaranteed. That's omahasteaks.com, code BTS at checkout. Minimum order may be required. I'll tell you what, I'm going to order the maximum of those jumbo franks, by the way.
Lasagna.
More sports coming up, including somebody got booed lustily at the Cowboys-Rams game yesterday in Los Angeles. They did not want to see her on the Jumbotron.
Oh.
Well. We'll find out what that's all about when we come back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Text us at 888-262-8661. More Bob and Tom next. State law.
We got some extra from the Bob and Tom Show.
Are you a computer geek?
No. I didn't grow up with computers. That's why children have the advantage. They slip out the womb. They're born with a password.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you look at the ultrasound, you see the sex of the child whose internet provider is going to be.
So you're an email guy then.
Oh, no. Well, I check my email. I never get real emails. They're all junk. I got a junk box, and the junk box is like, look, we don't even have time to sort out this stuff. And it's all burn DVDs, lose weight, consolidate debt, and then be like, young teen sluts, whores, triple X. Thousands of it. And then I got a weird one in the middle that says, do you need a birdhouse? And I actually got that. And I'm like, who's the birdhouse guy? And then every day I get this email. Jim, do you want to enlarge your penis?
Yep.
And how did I get on the small Willy email list? That is the real problem.
Thanks for listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Good morning, Mark Allison with you. Hey, how did your picks go on Sunday, huh? Your NFL picks? Well, of course, the Bob and Tom Show Pigskin Pick'em rolls on. We're in the middle of week number 5. We've got a Monday night game tonight. Ace Cosby very excited to VHS and tape this game tonight. He doesn't watch it. He puts it on tape, and then he'll watch it tomorrow. Again, the Bob and Tom Show Pigskin Pick'em, sponsored by the Big Green Egg. Just go to bobandtom.com/contest to enter. And for rules, again, we're in the middle of week 5, but beginning tomorrow, you can put in your picks for week 6. Or who knows, maybe you can do it today. I don't know. Don't really care. bobandtom.com/contest. Why? I can't win. I don't get to play. But you can win, and you can win a Big Green Egg Mini Max and pick against Chick McGee in the shoe-in of the week, just like Carl Thompson did from East Peoria, Illinois. Last week, he picked against the Chickster in the shoe-in, and that could be you. The winner of Week 5 will be announcing on Wednesday, and Week 6 gets underway Tuesday. We all clear on that? Great. bobandtom.com/contest for more. Good morning. I'm Mark Allison with your news headlines. Explosions have rocked multiple cities across Ukraine, including missile strikes on the capital, Kiev, for the first time in months. Hours after Russian President Vladimir Putin called a Saturday explosion on the huge bridge connecting Russia to its annexed territory of Crimea a terrorist act masterminded by Ukrainian special services. After the first early Monday strikes in Kiev, more loud explosions heard later in the morning in an intensification of Russia's attack that could spell a major escalation in the war. Officials and media also reported explosions in a number of other locations, including Dnipro and Lviv. North Korea says its recent barrage of missile launches were the simulated use of its tactical battlefield nuclear weapons to hit and wipe out potential South Korea and U.S. targets. Its leader, Kim Jong-un, has signaled he would conduct more provocative tests. Monday's North Korea statement, released on the 77th birthday of its ruling Workers' Party, is seen as an attempt to buttress a public unity behind Kim as he's struggling to overcome difficulties such as the pandemic-related economic hardship. State media say North Korea's recent missile tests were a response to recent naval drills between U.S. and South Korea forces, which involved the nuclear-powered aircraft carrier USS Ronald Reagan. And many Florida residents lost nearly everything when Hurricane Ian rampaged through the state. But this is a story about someone who found something because of the storm. Ashley Garner lost her wedding ring outside her Fort Myers home days before Ian struck. She, her husband, and 3 young kids searched for it to no avail. Family rode the storm out at home and went to clean up once it passed. Just 10 minutes into the cleanup, Garner says her husband spotted the ring in a brush pile next to their garage. So a little bit of happiness coming out of Florida. And that's a look at your news. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
It's your contention you saw a squirrel fall out of a tree?
I did. I was on a walk in my neighborhood, and a squirrel fell 50 feet from a tree, and then it was just landed flat in its back and just was lying there. I'm thinking, uh-oh, this is a dead squirrel. And then all of a sudden he kind of did one of those cartoon and then got up and ran away.
I have a theory on that squirrel that fell from the tree when Tom was out for his walk. He wasn't coming to and doing the thing. He recognized Tom and was just repeating your show's mission statement.
Oh, that's so nice. Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Bob and Tom.
5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
They put the F in professional.
She's a former exotic dancer and adult film star with a rack as big as the Grand Tetons. Now, she's a small claims court judge, and all her decisions are final. Catch the hot new show from Bob and Tom Television. She's sexy. She's stacked. She's Jugs Judy.
This court is now in session. And before we get started, let's take a moment to let our bailiff introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Bob Kavoyan. Jugs Judy, may I say that you look absolutely stunning today. You certainly are one gorgeous lady.
Why, thank you, Bob. You keep flirting like that, and my gavel won't be the only thing getting banged today. My, it's a little warm in here. Does anyone mind if I loosen my...
Puppy over there. Might be fun.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee on assignment. Some sort of organ replacement. Jess Galsman joins us at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hi, Chick.
There's Josh Arnold.
Hello.
There's Ace Cosby manning the track phone hotline hot phone. There's Willie Griswold.
Yo.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Thank you very much, Chick. Now we have a lot to get to today. Coming up later on in the show, Mark Summers will be our guest. You may know him from when you were a kid in Double Dare.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a lot going on. Well, I love talking to Mark. We have a special treat for him, by the way. A little a special song that he is not aware of.
All right.
That will certainly be fun. Also, comedian Reno Collier joining us today. But right now, we return to the sports desk with Chick McGee.
Well, we have to touch on the hapless shoe-in of the week. 2-2 on the week, but one of the two that I missed was the double shock, which that's tough to do. You missed the double shock. Yeah. I had the Chargers minus the 3, and they won by 2, Tom. How? In God's name, do they know?
Didn't the Browns blame the Midges?
I don't know if the Browns blame the Midges, but can you...
The Midges, if you're just joining us, there were swarms of these flies. They're called Midges.
You know, the only thing that would make this worse if they had little tiny anal vibrators in them.
And by the way, the Midges prefer to be referred to now as little flies.
Ah, I see. Yeah,
the name offensive. That's the headline. I mean, I didn't make it up.
No, you sure like it on that tightrope, don't you?
Yeah, you sure do.
You're real comfortable up there.
I'm going to keep saying this till somebody says something. And then, I'm sorry. I invented small people. Oh. Anyway, the Chargers minus 3 against Cleveland, and that was a bad bet. I had the Giants plus 8 in the UK at Tottenham Hotspur against Green Bay, and Aaron Rodgers went into one of his snits, as he often does, and the Giants win. The Giants win outright, beating Green Bay 27-22. And I had the Lions plus 3 at Green Bay, and we all know who the quarterback is. I'm sorry, the Lions plus 3 at New England, and we all know who the quarterback is for the New England Patriots. Bailey Zappi.
Ooh, the Zappi.
He was snappy and zappy, and the Patriots win 29-0. So all I needed, Tom, was 4 more points. Well, no, all I needed was 32 more points. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
I had the Lions plus 3.
Right.
So if I would have had 27 points, I would have... Well, anyway, and then I had the Cowboys plus the 5. They were playing at the Rams yesterday, and Dallas wins outright 22-10. Evidently, the Rams are having a little bit of trouble. And speaking of a little bit of trouble, yesterday at SoFi Stadium in beautiful Southern California, in Los Angeles.
Hush, hush, I do I.
Guess who was featured on the Jumbotron?
I love Guess Who.
That's right.
Whoever it is, the crowd doesn't care for them.
It's Kim Kardashian.
Really?
Wow. I hope she waved back while holding fists of money.
Yeah. I could buy you all and box you up and ship you out of the country. Boo. I had a report that it was the loudest booing that the reporter had ever heard at the.
Why were they so upset?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not saying she needed to be cheered, but who gives a crap that she was there?
Exactly.
Not exactly her demo, I reckon.
It's totally apathy from me. I really don't care that she's there.
Right.
You know where rich people go? Sports games. You know who she is? The rich person.
Yeah, exactly. I bet she had a great time. The best
but
suite.
Osmond just nailed it.
I bet she has.
Say it again.
Yeah, it's not exactly her demo.
Yeah.
So just a bunch of dudes getting drunk watching football.
Yeah, who all think she's hot.
Oh, yeah. But they don't want to see her, probably.
I think they resent everything.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Kim Kardashian. That's right. She won't have sex with me.
Right, exactly. The guys are booing because their girlfriend's next to them to prove, hey, honey, I don't think she's hot. And the girls are booing because they're jealous.
Come over with some of that good. You know, they call it good, Tom.
Why was she there?
Well, good.
Probably enjoying the
Who calls
game.
it good?
Maybe she's looking for a boyfriend.
Everybody goes, let's ask Willie. Don't they call it good?
Oh, yeah, that good. I've heard a pretty lady can be good. Also, that good kush can be that good. I'm smoking on that good. I'm drinking on that good.
Oh,
I'll tell you what's not good.
I'm pounding that good.
That candy called Good and Plenty?
Not good.
Not good.
Yeah.
Sucks.
And you know what the real bummer? There's plenty of it.
Yeah.
You know why?
Yeah.
Because it's crappy.
Yeah.
Remember the commercial?
Called awful surplus.
They would shake the box in like a railroad.
Good and plenty.
Well, you remember Choo Charlie. Yeah, Choo
Isn't it like an anisette type flavor?
Yes. Awful.
Yeah.
That can't be still selling. I don't know.
Yes, it was licorice and cancerous. That's right, Pat.
Time to previous remarks made by Pat Godwin not necessarily true. In fact, they're outright lies. Okay, that's the disclaimer. This is interesting. Somebody, I forget who, wanted to know if they still. We had an interesting story about the most germs on airplanes. Where they're found. And this was from a flight attendant who was kind of an expert in the field, and it was stated that the tray that drops down can be, even though they wash them, they can be, the quote was, the person that was in the previous flight may have changed a diaper on that.
Oh.
Which
I never thought about that.
Yeah, who does that?
Yeah,
I've never seen that. But the point is, during the course of the discussion, someone said, do they still have barf bags in that pouch on the seat in front of you? Because I've read that's just filthy.
Yes, same here.
Even they do a very nice job cleaning planes, especially post-COVID and during COVID. I'm not complaining. But we got this from Phil. The first barf bag was introduced in 1949.
Wow. I had no idea.
They nipped that in the bud, didn't they?
Listen, decades ago, planes used to fly at lower altitudes, and therefore there was more turbulence.
Right.
So the implementation of jet engines and pressurized cabins in commercial airlines allowed planes to fly higher, thereby avoiding the turbulence caused by a denser atmosphere, and thus fewer people barfing on planes.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So there you go. Dear uninformed misfits. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate it. And he's a big fan of Mike Birbiglia. Mike Birbiglia is going to be on Broadway. I'm not sure when he opens up, but his current tour is going to land on Broadway. We'll see if we can get Mike on the phone, talk to him about that. In the meantime, we go back to the Chick McGee Sports Desk.
I wanted to update you on this Joe Musgrove situation. I forgot to mention one thing. The Mets and Buck Showalter thought he was putting some sort of substance on the ball. Tom says it was Red Hots. Apparently, that's the report, to help him keep his focus. But
No, I didn't say that. The article said that.
Okay, from the New York Times, I'm guessing, right?
No,
anyway,
it's from your favorite source, Twitter.
Anyway,
everything on Twitter is true.
I didn't say
How
that.
can we ruin the
said
world?
that
Create
ever.
Twitter. Give people who have no brains the opportunity.
This is worth it if you let me finish. After they searched Musgrove and found nothing, they didn't find any KY or Vaseline. He struck out a batter. Then he looked at the Mets dugout and did the Fifi over to the dugout.
Sick.
What do you think?
Smelling his fingers?
Smelling his fingers as he looked over in the dugout.
Why?
What do you think of that?
Wow. Rude. The guy that
who was rude? Asking him if he had substance on the ball or making that joke?
By the way, the funny enough, the guy with Kim Kardashian did the thing, except he went, smell my elbow.
It's the second fisting joke this morning. It's not even 7 a.m. yet.
A lot of room up there.
More sports, a lot of room, yeah.
Kim's mom rents it out. It's an Airbnb.
There's an elbow up there.
Doesn't Cato live there now?
Hey, we're done. We've sewn that right up.
Topical.
Coming up, we have a guy who was working at a pizza place until recently. Now he's playing in the NFL. There's a stench in Salt Lake. What? And I'm very skeptical
is it
about
the Salt
this.
Lake?
I'm very skeptical about a couple things coming up. But we have a nice happy story about a dude that's blind that is an expert skateboarder.
I saw some video of that guy.
We'll find out about this cool guy coming up. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. Even though we're not too much to look at, you can also watch the show on our YouTube channel.
Hi, man, this is Donnie Baker. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Yeah, you are. Good morning. I'm Mark Allison. Christy Lee on assignment today. Jessica Alsman, Scorched Earth, sitting in at the news desk. Also coming up this morning, one of our favorites, author and host Mark Summers will be with us. MarkSummersTV.com for him. And he spells Mark with a C. I spell Mark with a K. Mark Summers, MarkSummers TV.com. MarkSummersTV.com for more. And comedian Reno Collier going to be joining us with his Country Fried Take. Reno Collier Comedy.
It's Cosby. Here he is with his joke of the day.
What did the judge say when the skunk came into the courtroom?
Oh! What did the judge say when the skunk came into the courtroom?
Odor in the court.
That'll be getting told in courts throughout the country.
Odor in the court.
Oh, man.
Dallas and Philly all win. And there's a new number one in college football. Georgia has taken back the top spot. Alabama slides to number 3 with Ohio State in at number 2. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Hello, this is comedian John Evans, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
At Nike, we know that to get a job done, you need the right shoe. Michael Jordan doesn't step on the court without his Nike Air Jordans. And Jose Impalero doesn't step into the streets of Pamplona without his Air Toro. Air Toro. Once you strap on these bright red steer hide zapatas, you'll be ready to run for your life.
Yes, hello, this is Jose Impalero. You know, when I put on my Air Toros, I feel like I can... Oh, mi Dios. Oh, no, Toro, Toro. Help me, somebody.
Air Toros. People would walk over you to get this shoe. Air Toros. Hemingway may have worn khakis, but he never got to wear Air Toros. Plenty of other famous people love their Air Toros. People like Gore Vidal, Bruce Hornsby, Red Skelton, and the Chicago Bulls. So, hoof it on over to your favorite shoe store, Air Toros.
No, Toro, Toro.
Air Toros. Just do it.
Morning laughter just might be the best medicine.
If you want to turn your daddy parts orange, eat some Cheetos and watch some porn.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
I just went on a date with one girl, and she was wearing a skirt and a pair of jeans under the skirt. Like she was trying to say, hey, Matt, here's 2 things you're not getting into tonight.
Pizza Hut, apparently, is going to start delivering cold beer along with their food.
No kidding.
They started the testing beer delivery program in Phoenix, Arizona.
And it passed with flying colors.
Yeah, everyone took it.
Yeah.
So how do you prove that you're of legal age?
The company told Fortune magazine it plans to expand that.
I'd like a large pizza, please.
And 40 beers.
Essential morning radio. All day and all night.
Really? No, seriously. Really?
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Jessica Alsman at the news desk.
Hello.
Christy Lee is out and about. She's finally said to hell with it. So good luck to Christy.
Now, wait a second. Now, she's on a giant camping trip with her relatives.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I bet she's ready to come back already.
Yeah, cousins and sister. And
somebody's going to end up in a hospital room at least on that one.
And she's taking her boyfriend.
Yeah.
She's gonna have, so it's going to be her, the boyfriend, and all of her relatives.
That's like putting a relationship on microwave. Good luck.
Yeah, that guy's trying to have one of his buddies call him with an emergency.
I'm sure he's, hey, I'm going to go hunting.
No, I don't need any for me. Just give me some peanut butter to spread over my face.
There's Pat Godwin.
Hey, Chick McGee.
There's Josh Arnold. There's Ace Cosby. And there's Willie Griswold.
What is up? Chick McGee.
What is up? I'm Chick, and here's Tom.
We were talking about this thing last week. It was setting the internet ablaze, in which it looked like in this old painting called The Expected One, the woman was walking in a field looking at a cell phone. And, of course, the internet goes, oh, it's a time traveler. You know, of course, all I can say is this. If it was a cell phone in France in whatever, 1860, hope they had better cell service than I have at my house.
Oh, here we go
which is
again.
about 2,000 yards from a tower, and yet I can't get...
You live in a nuclear bomb shelter with concrete walls. What do you think you're going to get on cell phone service?
I could do better. The point is...
Do you have concrete walls in your home?
I do, yeah.
I can't imagine why you're having reception problems.
What's it like outside?
You know, there's a time, the rumor is in Brompton Cemetery, not half a mile from where I stayed when I was in London, there is a time machine. There's always been a rumor that it's a mausoleum in a cemetery. And think of that just for a second. You could come and go as you pleased, whatever time. Nobody's going to keep an eye on a mausoleum.
No, and who would dare even just go in it?
Yeah, who would go in and just even
But if
check?
it's in the middle of a cemetery, people would be just mourning. Actually, it's in London, so the cemeteries are super old, so you're not going to get someone mourning their grandma.
That's exactly right.
The perfect crime.
It's the perfect place to put a time machine.
So, have you seen this painting, Halsey?
I have.
And that one, they're saying it's a prayer book.
Which that one looks a little bit more obvious, like
The
it could be a
expected
prayer
one.
book.
But
yeah.
people think it's an iPhone.
Yeah.
Who's God now? That's what I say to society's face.
The other one is called there are many paintings like this, but where people think it's time travel. The best one to me is it's called Mr. Pynchon and the Settling of Springfield. And it's this representational painting with figures, and it looks like some guy with a conqueror, along with indigenous peoples. And the one guy's it looks like he's bored and is staring at his iPhone.
Is this one where he's in a boat?
Yeah,
like a boat, like a new.
Yeah, that really did look like an iPhone.
And
that sounds boring to me. What if it's people of Springfield and you got Apu, you got Groundskeeper Willie, you got Otto in there? That'd be kind of fun.
No, your generation has gotten rid of Apu for us, so thanks.
We got rid of him?
Yeah, canceled. That's right.
He's gone?
Yeah, you went and Indians never run a gas station. Yeah, you're right.
What am I going to do now that my favorite cartoon character is gone?
It looks like an indigenous person. In any event, the explanation I received from a gentleman by the name of Levin, who's a great school teacher, thank you, sir, is that it's a guy looking at a hand mirror, and apparently the so-called explorers would carry hand mirrors and give them to the indigenous peoples because they'd never seen themselves in a mirror.
Well, they wanted
to stare at. It said the account that I read said these men and women would stare at the mirror for hours.
They wanted to look nice for the landing too. They fixed their makeup and stuff.
The landing.
Yeah, when they were coming across in a boat. I want to look good when I hit the
when Columbus gets here, I want my hair to look nice. Yeah, that's exactly how they felt.
Maybe he'll take.
Hey, you got any syphilis?
Today is Indigenous People Day.
Well, that's hence a good reason to make this explanation.
It's a beautiful painting. It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So I need to read a little bit more on it because I liked it.
Anyway, Mr. Pynchon and the settling, of Springfield, and once again it looks like the guy's staring at an iPhone.
Huh.
So people are going, my God, he's a time traveler. And again, it's nice to know that Springfield has better phone reception 100 years ago than I have now at my place.
With my concrete walls. You know.
Do you think you're going to fix it by talking about it here?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm just saying.
What do you want? Just
I want him to do better.
Well, they'll come out to the house and put a tower right in your front yard. How's that sound?
Well, there's one very close to my house. I still don't understand why it's not working. Could you answer that, please?
They can hear you. Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, Bob and Tom, it's Donnie Baker.
Hi, Donnie. How are you?
Oh, hi, Donnie.
I'm
How are
good.
you?
I need a time machine because I needed Christy before she left town. Listen, can I borrow $20?
What for?
Well, I'm a little light, and I need some cash for my morning dip and lotto tickets because I'm out of cash because I took with me a pumpkin patch over the weekend.
Oh, God.
Man, these farmers who invented this whole racket, first off, you get there, they make you pay $10 to park. To park in a field in the middle of nowhere. When I go to the supermarket to buy a pumpkin, they don't make me pay to park.
Yeah. Good point.
So where does Farmer Richard C. Dick get off? Swear to God. Then it's another $10 a person just for the hayride to the pumpkin patch. So if you're keeping track at home, I'm already down like $52, and we don't even have a pumpkin yet. And then Wolfie wants a caramel apple from concession stand. Come to find out, you know who likes caramel apples more than him?
Who?
Yellow Jackets. Swear to God. I had to fight him off like an unemployed ninja. So now I'm 7 stings deep. We still ain't got a pumpkin yet. So we take the hayride out, from which I'm pretty sure I caught bed bugs and a case of scurvy, And then once you get to pumpkin field, it's not bad. There's lots of hot moms and yogurt pants bended over.
Nice.
Then I had to pick my own pumpkin and start carrying it around just to hide my chub. So we was asked to leave after I walked up to one of the moms holding a pumpkin by my crouch and asked her if she'd be interested in jacking my lantern. Swear to God.
Right to her face, you said that?
Cool, man.
Anyways, I ended up with 2 hot moms numbers, and Whiffy and I both got our pumpkins.
Cool.
They only cost me $122, and like I said, 7 Yellow Jackets things. But next year I'm going to open my own pumpkin patch. I'm going to hire the old washed-up strippers from Xanadu's, call it Gourds and Whores. Swear to God. It'll be the first pumpkin patch ever for all us single dads out there. We'll be making money ham over fist. And I got to be honest, I had no idea pumpkins cost so much. Looking back, man, in my teens, we must have smashed 15, 20 grand worth of gold. I better run. I need to call my lawyer real quick and see when the statute of limitations is up on our pumpkin smashing. So I'll wait on the $20. I'm going to go.
Okay. I think you're going to be okay. You got a sports teaser for me?
Yes. Well, the other sports story is the Browns game yesterday was invaded by midges. Evidently, it's a small
flies.
Fly-like creature.
Swarms of them.
I have, an update on that story, actually.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Now, this next form of the... we'll do this Socratic method. I'll ask the questions. Josh, what is your sleep number setting?
65.
65.
Yes,
okay, kind of right in the middle of the road. Christy, of course, is a 40. She always tells us that, which is a very soft mattress. Your sleep number bed setting is what?
100. I mash it to the floor. I like that firm mattress, Tom.
You need proven quality sleep every day, and the adjustable sleep number bed is the way to go. How important is sleep? Well, every great day starts the night before. Choose proven quality sleep. I know I love my Sleep Number bed. Sleep Number has some really cool stuff, including some new stuff. But first, you know that 8 out of 10 couples say one of them sleeps too hot or too cold. Well, now, guess what? Sleep Number has the Climate 360 smart bed. It's new. It's the only smart bed in the world that actively cools, warms, and responds to both of you. They've got this nailed. They like to keep everybody happy at Sleep Number. So get the details by stopping by your Sleep Number store, sleepnumber.com/BT show. The new Climate 360 smart bed, a special introductory price right now. Once again, the details are at sleepnumber.com/BT show. Here's something you might not know. Sleep Number is the official sleep and wellness partner of the National Football League. How did you make that kick? Well, I got to tell you, got a great night's sleep last night, right between the uprights.
Oh, yeah.
How did you miss that kick? I was sleeping on a lumpy mattress. Oh. Problem solved. Sleepnumber.com/BT show. When we come back, we're going to find out about the Midges at the Browns game.
Oh, yeah.
Also, what's that going through that drive-thru? You'll be very surprised. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, it's Roy Wood Jr. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, it's Josh, and of course...
Hi, Chick McGee, everybody. Your chance to win a Mini Max Big Green Egg for Bob and Tom at Big Green Egg. Each week, someone will win a Mini Max Big Green Egg.
It's the Bob and Tom Show Pigskin Pick'em, powered by the Big Green Egg.
Go to bobandtom.com/contest on the computer. And
is that where you go? Are we eligible?
Star-studded movie faltered with moviegoers, opening with just $6.5 million, good for third place. The number 2 movie over the weekend was Lyle, Lyle, Crocodile, adapted from the children's book. He's already serving a 23-year prison term for rape and sexual assault in New York. Now disgraced movie producer Harvey Weinstein facing a new trial. This one takes place in Los Angeles. He was one of the biggest titans in Hollywood there. Jury selection gets underway today in a trial in which Weinstein faces 4 counts of rape and 7 other sexual assault charges involving 5 women. The women will be testifying as Jane Does to protect their identities. The trial expected to take 8 weeks. The man accused Kevin Spacey of making a sexual advance on him as a 14-year-old has told a New York City jury about his experience. Anthony Rapp says he felt helpless when the actor put him on a bed in his apartment and climbed on top of him. Rapp says he was frozen when Spacey ended up on him, saying he felt pinned underneath the older actor and didn't know what to do. Court dark today. Trial resumes tomorrow with Anthony Rapp back on the stand. And that's a quick look at your entertainment news. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show.
And I'm not stupid. I know there's more to life than just sex. It's just none of those other things feel as good as sex. I mean, I love cookies.
Oh, yeah.
But if I do not have access to cookies, I will not rent a movie and watch two other people eat cookies.
Perfect strangers eating cookies. No.
Nothing.
No.
How do you not think about sex? Everything on TV, sex, all the commercials, very beautiful women in all the commercials now. Doesn't even matter what the product is. It's just very sexual.
Mm-hmm.
And then you finally have sex, and it's kind of disappointing.
Mm.
Where's my Sprite, my new car? That's why I think women should have shelves next to their bed filled with prizes, depending on how well you did. You know what I mean?
That's a good idea.
Like they do at the carnival.
Sure.
They have something to shoot for,
Are you going to take anything on that?
Right. I'm going to go for the Van Halen mirror tonight.
Bob and Tom, 24/7.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You just ruined it.
Men, are you looking to add a little dance to your pants? Are you hoping to turn heads without costly and painful surgery? Then visit the Bob and Tom Personal Care Outlet Mall and experience the newest way to grow your fro.
Hi, I'm Chick McGee. I know what you're thinking, but Chick, hair hides inches. Well, that's only when you're naked. See, when I put King Kong behind closed doors, I want the ladies to notice a bulge that rivals those old Jim Palmer ads in Sports Illustrated. And thanks to this, I can achieve that look in just a few short weeks.
From the makers of Miracle Grow, it's the Pubador. The Pubador starts at the root system, giving your patch a major poof that only the latest in Frigomol technology can provide.
Wow, Chick. Is that an airbag in your pants? Or are you just happy to see me?
Let's just say my curly fries have gone home style.
The Pubador is a simple three-step system. First, apply the Miracle Mix to desired region. Place those puny pubes in curlers, and then let the Pubador leave you high and dry.
Wow, it looks like a bloomin' onion.
The Pubador, now available at the Bob and Tom Personal Care Outlet Mall. Warning, not intended for beards, backs, or buttocks. Ask for the Pubador by name. Pubador.
Oh, my God.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7. 24/7. 24/7.
Yeah, but it turns out I don't sleep well anyway. I've been grinding my teeth. I didn't know I grind my teeth until I woke up. My husband was pouring coffee beans into my mouth. What a weird way to save time in the morning.
No kidding, but it's fresh coffee.
Bob and Tom. You can pick your morning radio show, and you can pick your nose, but you can't wipe Bob and Tom on the couch.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Jessica Alsman at the news desk.
Hello.
Christy Lee having a little vacay. She's kind of had it up to her eyeballs with us. There's Pat Godwin.
Hello.
There's Josh Arnold.
I'm so happy for Christy to be away for a week, just not having to deal with us.
I'm telling you, she's going to be wishing she were here by tomorrow.
There's Ace Cole.
Yeah.
She's got her family with her sister.
There's Willie.
Yeah, could you
Willie
imagine that?
A family vacation.
Oh, yeah, what am I talking about?
Phew. I'm Chick McGee. Big doings at the compound in here.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
me too. I'm
we've got
exhausted.
I got the puppy.
Me too.
I got a puppy too, and she's an Australian Shepherd, full size, and she's about 22 weeks old, and she started to herd me.
Oh, yeah.
Because when you're here, you don't get hurt.
No, you just don't listen.
Well, that's kind of true. I don't get her. Hear me, Tom, please. No, she really was aggressive yesterday. She bites the back of your ankles.
That is brutal.
To get you to go where you want you to go.
Wait, you like to say in the fall you like to wear a chunky sweater.
I do.
By any chance, were you wearing a chunky sweater? Did she think you were a sheep?
She might. A big old sheep. She might have. Well, you know, my big problem with my Golden is that when she goes outdoors, she steps on my foot every time she. And I'm sure she's doing it on purpose.
Of course.
Because the Golden Retrievers, if anything, they're vindictive little bitches.
Well, didn't we find out that because she's too heavy to be stepping on your foot? You feel it.
It's like a small toddler.
But didn't we find out that it's like it's a sign of affection from her?
I think it is. Yes.
Somebody, yeah.
And you know when they because Golden, I guess a lot of dogs do this, but I've noticed it in Goldens. They put their paw on you as you're petting them. Mm-hmm. They are trying to pet you.
Oh, they're so sweet.
That's true.
Yeah. Now, my paw, as you can see, is full of holes and bruises.
Yeah.
I have a very young puppy who has teeth so sharp they can cut through cast iron.
Have you found the little puppy teeth on the floor yet, or in the?
No, not yet. No,
bowl?
she's so tiny. So we've only had her for a few days, but you get up in the middle of the night and check local listings. It's been kind of chilly, so I'm wearing my pajama shorts and a winter ski jacket. I'm out there in the yard with a flashlight.
Be honest. You're out in the backyard in your pajamas, which is one of those long stocking caps.
Mm-hmm. No.
It's a one-piece, a gown, if you will, your pajama gown.
I'm holding a candle like I'm in a Dickens novel.
Right. Who goes there? I can just see you.
I say, street urchin, have you seen?
I say, boy, is the journal up yet?
So I'm out there with this little tiny dog, and it's Saturday morning at 4 a.m. or whatever. And this dog is the size of a loaf of bread at this point.
Oh. Sure.
So you put her down, and you're going, come on, girl, good girl, hoping that she'll pee. Mm-hmm. And I hear something rustling. Mm-hmm. Lift up my flashlight. There's a huge deer standing there. Then she sees him. Ruff, ruff, ruff. So, in any event, I'll see if I can get some sleep coming up this week.
And I got a new refrigerator. Oh, very exciting. And do you know how difficult it is to find a metal front refrigerator so you can put magnets on it?
Oh, the stainless steel.
It's not easy.
Yeah, I got lucky. I have one.
Yeah.
What are you putting up there?
Well, I decorate it for the season. So right now it has Halloween decorations.
Well, how about that?
And I have the 50 states that I magnetics. I make them into
all
my
50,
little state. Well, I put the 50, the number that I've been to. I'm still working on that.
I see.
That's sweet.
Have you been to Delaware?
Certain photos. I have been to Delaware.
You got a Delaware magnet already then?
I do have it. I ordered all 50. I'm not taking any chances. I don't want to have to be like needing Maine 6 weeks from now. Not going to happen.
Do you know how many you need to visit?
I'm going to say like 20.
Oh, okay.
I've been to like 30.
Oh, so you're close.
I'm like 8 away.
20?
Let's give him a break. He's having fun. This is a new fun thing in his life, and you're crapping on it.
You can rip apart any dreams, can't you?
No, I mean, it'd be one thing if you were like 3 states away.
Oh no, I'm only 3.
Well, very good.
I need Alaska, Hawaii, and North Dakota.
The Dakotas.
North Dakota. How'd that get in there?
We have North Dakota in sports today.
Oh,
they got some bad lands up there, man.
They sure do.
But first, college football. There's a new number one. It's any guesses? That's
Alabama?
right, Georgia. They've taken the top spot back from Alabama. Wilbur, the Crimson Tide slides to number 3. You know they call Alabama the Crimson Tide, but call me Deacon Blues.
Right.
The Bulldogs 32 first place votes. Ohio State slips in there at number 2. So there you go on that. And a French NBA player is going viral because of his name. Metropolitan's 92 forward.
It's confusing. That's the name of the team.
Steve Ho-You-Fat. Garnered widespread attention this week.
Is he Franco-Asian?
During the exhibition between French club Metropolitans 92 and the G League Ignite. During the match, ESPN2's play-by-play announcer made sure to clarify he was simply saying Ho-You-Fat's name when describing the action.
I mean, that'd be really awkward if it had been the WNBA. Going, ho, you fat. Boy, that is just, you're going to be.
Jeez. It's not, though, so there's no reason to make that comparison.
You know, if they're the heavy nats, you fat.
Oh, sure.
No, I have an explanation here.
Really be ho you thick these days.
This comes to us from Joe, who has spent dozens of years in Hong Kong. Steve Ho You Fat would be an entirely normal name in China. His name at birth was almost certainly Ho You Fat, and then Steve was added as an English name. Chinese people write their names in this order. Arnold Joshua Cornelius, for example.
Right.
And if you wanted to add a nickname, it would be something like Sparky Arnold Joshua Cornelius.
There you go.
They throw it at the beginning.
So we all know Josh's name is Matthew. Is he just having fun saying your middle name is Cornelius? Because we might have some competition here.
Well, wasn't Yao Ming? Wasn't Yao his
it's really supposed to be Ming Yao.
Yeah. And then this guy writes, I've encountered very funny names in my time in Hong Kong. Ivan Ho.
Wow.
Yu Fook. Fanny Poon. And Fanny Ho. He goes, big laughs for English speakers.
Sure.
So,
how about some of that Fanny Poon?
And there was an NBA player. Remember the NBA guy briefly? His name?
Gregor.
Yeah, his name. Yeah, Gregor is. I can't even pronounce. His last name was spelled backwards. It would be KCUF.
Well, there was an A. At the end.
It would be FU.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, that was tough for the play-by-play.
It was Gregor Fuka for
there you go.
Broadcast purposes. But it wasn't pronounced that way.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then very, very awkward.
Very.
Yeah. And who's to say? Maybe the name Arnold in Korean could mean...
tumescent member?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Right.
You see the Arnold in that guy?
There was a girl I taught with in Korea named Jill, and apparently Jill is very, very close to the word, the Korean word for vagina. And so her students would have...
Jack
they would
Jill.
lose...
You know, if there's one thing, ladies and gentlemen, if there's one thing I like to do in sports is bring the world closer together. I think that sports is a best vehicle to...
Do you think if Ho You Fat gets married, if Ho You Fat gets married, do you think his wife will keep her maiden name?
You can't hyphenate it. It's clunky. You know?
Right.
Wow, man. If you arrive at Ellis Island with that one, those clerks are so bored. Hey, listen, got a guy, his name's Ho You Fat. Shh, don't say anything. Leave it that way.
Keep it.
Hey, real quick, I've got a great win bag. It says, hey, Tom, you keep saying Christy's sleep number is 40 when she's not here, but her sleep number is not 40, it's 45. You work with her every day and ask her that question every day.
Yeah,
but yet, you can't get it right. Thank God I listen every day to correct you. So thank you for that, Robert.
I see you're missing the point that I don't really care what hers is. It's different than mine, you see. And thank you for the correction. I appreciate it.
Invalid.
Oh, my God.
So sorry.
Tom, do you remember your mama's so fat jokes?
Oh, so those are hilarious.
You so fat, you know, like it's a game, insults back and forth.
The dozens, isn't that what they do?
I think part of it. Yo mama's so fat, when she got on the scale, it said, I need your weight, not your phone number.
That's how many digits.
Whoa.
That's a big gal.
I mean, she weighs at least 1 million pounds.
Yeah,
especially if it has the area code.
Right.
Your mama's so fat, I took a picture of her last Christmas, and it's still printing. Your mama's so fat, when God said, let there be light, he asked your mother to move out of the way.
Have you heard that? Your mama's so fat, it took Nationwide 3 years to get on her side?
Oh, I like that.
Well, the retro one is your mom is so fat she had to wear a VCR as a pager. But that's like not even relevant anymore.
Still funny.
All these are dated.
Your mama's so stupid. This is a stupid one. It's not fat. An intruder broke into her house. She ran downstairs and dialed 911 on the microwave.
Oh, boy. That's dumb.
It's almost 10 minutes.
Your mama's so ugly, she made one direction go another direction.
Uh-oh.
Hideous.
Yeah, and that's not their MO.
Your mama's so fat, her belly button gets home 15 minutes before she's done.
Belly
All good.
Got a nice letter here about another one about Josh doing a great set of shows in Toledo with the Funny Bone.
How long does it take you to make all those emails, Josh, and send them to us?
Only about 22 minutes. Wait a second.
This one, speaking of remembering obscure things from this show, it says, "Good morning, radio degenerates and Christine." She's so nice. Thanks to Josh for a fantastic Saturday night show with the Funny Bone. It was great to meet Josh before the show. Our whole group thought that Josh did a wonderful set. Very funny. We all had a great time. Unfortunately, I left the box of sidewalk chalk I had purchased for him in my car.
No kidding.
I intended to give it to him with a request to hear more chalk. It's a very obscure joke.
Boy, that's one of the first.
Yeah, that goes way back. You get the reference?
I do. I remember. It's very exciting and sad for Josh.
That was funny.
Because, you know.
I forget it. We did like a little mini movie, and Josh was there dead, lying in the street.
Yes.
And the one cop said to the other, "More chalk," implying that
they'd run out of
the girth,
outline, yes.
just to do the chalk outline.
Sure.
I mean,
do they still do that? Is that still a thing? Do the police
I
still
think
do
they
that?
do, yeah. Right?
I don't know. Yeah, I think they do too.
They do the chalk outline, really?
Sure.
I don't know for sure.
Do they just take pictures? Okay.
Can't they just digitally put it up like they do the first down marker on the NFL?
It's so weird. I was just going to say that, but it's such a weird thought.
Yeah.
Can you imagine this person? I mean, they got a babysitter. They went out to go see you. They went to go buy. They went to the Targets or wherever, Walmart, to go buy chalk to bring to you to insult you. And then they forgot it.
I think it's a term of endearment.
Yes, I think they were going, hey, we're part of the family.
No, of course.
But it is still insulting.
It's still a bit of a dig.
It's funny.
It is hard. It is a dig.
No, that's all right.
Hurry up, honey. We got to stop and get the sidewalk chalk. Hurry up.
I love Toledo, so come see me next time. You can bring the chalk.
Very good. Okay, now, what else is happening in sports?
A new member, a new member of the New England Patriots was, until recently, working at a North Dakota pizza shop. CBS News reports that the team signed offensive lineman Sebastian Gutierrez. He had been recently working at Uncle Mattio's Pizza in Minot.
That's great. I love
Why not
stories
have
like
a piece?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Lawson Leonard, the owner of Uncle Mattio's. Wait a minute. Where's Mattio? Lawson Leonard.
We don't talk about Mattio.
He congratulated the. Shut your mouth. 24-year-old saying, "I never thought in a million years I would have an NFL player working for me."
How cool.
Well, I would imagine he's quit by now, I would think.
He's making a lot more dough now.
Chick hated it.
A lot more dough.
I love these stories of these guys that are in the fringe. And
Yeah.
there are guys right now.
True testament of the human
There's some guy somewhere right now that's going to be going out this morning kicking footballs, knowing that one of the teams at some point may need a new kicker, whatever.
Yeah.
For nothing.
It's great.
No, it's awesome.
But good for this guy.
You know what else I like? When the opposite happens, let's say somebody who was popular on an 80s sitcom.
Oh, that just happened.
And now, yes, remember the
groceries.
gentleman?
Yeah, bagging groceries.
But he was like sort of shamed for it.
Yeah, from
no,
the Cosby
guy's
Show.
working hard, taking care of his family. Working,
Yeah, Trader Joe's, yeah.
Good for him. I love, and then they get kind of rewarded or whatever by people go, hey, I'll cast him. I love that stuff.
I love Trader Joe's.
Well, I do too, yeah.
Have you had that hummus? Oh, my God.
I guess Bill Cosby wrote the recommendation letter for him. Trader Joe's.
You could ruin the story by pointing that out if you wanted to.
Hey, you can work here, but stay out of the...
Could we get back to this good cool guy that used to make a pizza?
Yeah, go ahead. What else do you have?
Making pizzas is hard, by the way.
Yeah?
It's a tough gig.
Only if you have to throw the dough in the air. I think that'd be the hardest.
It's hard work. So God bless everybody who works at a pizzeria. Anybody visit a pizzeria this weekend?
Look at him. Look at him.
Why?
He's staring right at you.
I thought it was good. Yeah, I didn't know it was a...
You just accused us of being bad Americans because we didn't go to a pizzeria this weekend. You said, anybody go to pizza? Just me. Like you're going to charity.
I don't remember the last time I've been to one. I usually just have it delivered.
There
because
really
I'm
is
lazy.
something special about going into a place and eating pizza, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know where I wanted to go this weekend? Someone sent me a letter that Fong's Pizza is great, and I guess they do a crab crab rangoon pizza.
Holy hell.
In Iowa, and I didn't check it out. I got burgers and wings instead because the other place looked incredible. But it's just in the back of my mind that I'm never going to get this delicious Chinese-inspired pizza.
What a great country we live in with this a place called Fong's Pizza.
Sure.
And let me talk about fusion.
Yeah.
That sounds delicious. Anyway, congratulations to Mr. Gutierrez for moving from the world of pizza to the world of the NFL.
Pretty cool.
Now, we have... is that it for...
No. No, he cried.
A world record coming up, do we?
Yeah, as soon as I get my mouse to work.
Okay.
Stupid world record.
A blind skateboarder has broken the Guinness World Record for the longest 50-50 grind on a skateboard while blind.
Cool.
Daniel Mancina of Michigan. Of course, it's Michigan. Claimed the record title after sliding a total of 22 feet 5 inches.
That's awesome.
The 35-year-old pro skater was 13 years old when he was diagnosed with a rare genetic eye disease called retinitis pigmentosa. Mancina said he relies on his cane to scan his environment and find obstacles.
And did you watch the video?
No,
it's a miracle the dog didn't get killed. But
I think that I submit, it's my theory.
That's insensitive.
Very insensitive.
Adding the dog to a blind situation only works in blind skydiving.
Skydiving joke.
You couldn't hear the dog screaming.
That's funny.
Adding to a skateboard joke, I don't think.
Well, doesn't blind grinding sound like a
frottage?
Some
frottage?
Yeah, blind grinding. It just
blind grinding sounds like what Andy Dick does when he's on the road in Topeka.
Remember,
blind drunk.
Remember in Revenge of the Nerds, they're in the police station. He goes, "That guy was accused of mopery." You know, what's mopery? It's exposing yourself to a blind person. So weird. What a weird crime.
Have you ever rubbed up against anyone on a bus or public transportation, Tom?
No.
I don't know.
No, not for any weird reasons, just to get an erection.
You know.
Oh, you do it because you want to get one?
Yeah.
I do it. I already have one.
Oh.
I'm trying to goof around.
That's how I get my start.
You got to relieve that pressure, right?
How did we get from this
Makes you sick.
This brave young man who's a blind skateboarder to this? I assume that he has to. I know I've seen blind skiers where the guy in front of them will have a beeper on, so they can, a beep thing, so that they can follow him.
Oh, right, yeah.
Follow the sound, but still.
Wait a minute. You just went from a beeper on, a beeper thing, as if that's
no.
going
I'm
to
sorry.
explain.
You know what I'm saying?
Not like a pager.
Not like a pager when I said a beep. In other words, the
I speak Tom.
The lead skier will be having a device that makes a sound.
Oh, and the blind guy follows him?
Like blind golfing. It's the same thing. The ball beeps.
I mean, that takes super guts.
Terrifying.
Especially at skateboarding.
Yeah.
On a busy street.
Video's great.
No, I said left. That's a Mack truck.
That's a lot of trust, right?
Congratulations, man. You did a nice job.
This brave skateboarder.
He is. I applaud him.
I'm looking forward to the movie about him.
Oh, yeah?
The Scent of a Goth Girl. Sometimes goth girls date skaters. I don't know.
I guess. All those alty types hanging out at the mall together, I guess.
I'm just getting started.
Some of these jokes are like math problems.
Thank you for calling it a joke.
Blind airborne, maybe just lay that out there. But
coming up, another world record, actually, to have to do with the MCU, Tom, your favorite topic.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe.
That's
How
exactly
exciting.
right.
Folks love this.
I had no idea what you were talking about. And I can wait. When we come back, this is the Bob and Tom Show.
Thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. The show is also out there for you on our YouTube channel. Watch and subscribe.
Thank you, Josh. Made my day. Could you get the phone for me?
Hello, Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, fellas.
Oh, hey, Floyd.
Hi, Floyd.
I've enjoyed your Chick Has the Flu program.
Chick's got the flu. We've got Jeff Oskey sitting in for him.
I heard you talking about adult bookstores a few minutes ago.
Yeah, well, Christy was talking about how she was in one.
You know, as a lifetime member of the Lions Den,
yes,
I've been through my fair share of adult bookstores. The hardest part is trying to get my rascal back through them thin hallways. Eight shows, of course, and then sometimes you'll have a feller headed out when I'm trying to head in. It's kind of like playing the bumper cars. Have a hard time navigating in places like that in the scooter. Last time I kindly got stuck trying to head out. And I hit what I thought was a speed bump. It didn't have enough juice in my battery to get over it, so I called for the clerk. And he put the toenail clippers down and then raised the fuss about it. And I said, why the hell you raising the fuss? Put a speed bump right in the middle of an aisle, and I'm trying to get out. He explained it wasn't a speed bump, just a double donger that fell off the shelf. It worked like a set of stop sticks on my rascal. They've got just about everything in there. You know, I always enjoy the selection of music, of course. Most of them play the hits of the 70s, 80s, 90s, and today. Something I like to do, walk out of an adult bookstore and act like you got gum on the bottom of your shoe.
Oh, yes.
Then pick it off and hold it up to your nose and say, I can't believe it ain't butter.
Boy.
Pick a shine. Christy, I don't know if you've ever been to the Lion's Den, but we still got $12 left on the gift card I can send you.
No, that's okay. Thank you.
I recommend you wear your Crocs. Good night.
Long on Bob and Tom 24/7. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Mark Allison with a look at things you may have missed. It happened last week, but it's still hard to get a fix on what an apparent cyber attack has done to the nation's second biggest healthcare system. Common Spirit Health has said little about what it has called an IT security issue. Security experts warn it can take time to get a handle on full effects of apparent cyber attacks that's having on patients in hospital. The company runs 1,000 healthcare sites that serve 20 million Americans and has 140 hospitals in 21 states. A major shock to owners of certain electric trucks and SUVs. Rivian Automotive is recalling nearly all the vehicles that it has delivered to customers. The recall order is aimed at fixing a loose fastener that could affect the driver's ability to steer. That's important. The recall order affects about 13,000 vehicles. And that's a look at things you may have missed on this Monday morning. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hey man, it's Donnie Baker, and the fact remains there's nothing better than being a VIP. And I don't mean like those dudes on Pervert Rabbit Xanadu's. I'm talking about a Bob and Tom VIP. Best thing, you'll never miss another minute of the show. I swear to God, you can hear the show here in the morning, and then cause you're a Bob and Tom VIP, you'll get the podcast of the entire show, a 12-month library of podcasts, hundreds of Bob and Tom comedy tapes, and a 60-day video archive of the show. Bob and Tom VIP. You have to get it. It's state law.
Hi, everybody. This is Mark Sweeney, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Time now for the guy who would rather watch Star Wars than have sex.
Hey, babe. I was talking to the girls over at Delta Gamma, and they were thinking you and I should drop by and have a little fun.
Hold on 1 second. This is the best part. Vader's got Luke cornered.
Come on, honey. Why don't you corner me in the DG house? There's a sorority full of girls just dying to feel your force.
Oh, wow. Just look at the way Vader swings his lightsaber. Wait. Luke's about to get his hand cut off.
You know, we'd really like to see the way you swing your lightsaber. I told all the girls about it.
Dude, here it comes. Vader's gonna tell Luke he's his father. That's not true. That's impossible. Come to the dark side, Luke.
Baby, you can come to the dark side if you want, right now.
I'll never turn to the dark side. I'm Luke Skywalker.
Fine, forget it. You're more like Luke Skywalker. Enjoy going Han Solo tonight, dork.
Those are two separate characters, and actually it's pronounced Han, not Han. See, Han was actually a Carillion orphan who became a smuggler, and Luke was the son of Anakin who became a Jedi.
All right, that's enough. This has been the guy who would rather watch Star Wars than have sex.
That is so sad.
You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
You're so weird.
You have no idea. Essential Morning Radio. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7.
Let me tell you a little story very quickly. My name is Drew Hastings. When I was 7,
Nice to
my
meet you.
father, whose name is Drew Hastings, he left. He split. Him and my mom split up. And he remarried very quickly. And they had a child. And his new wife said, we're going to name this baby Drew Hastings. This is the real Drew Hastings, not that other one. So by the time I'm 8, there are 3 Drew Hastings. Me, the one that left me, and the one that replaced me. So is it any wonder I've tried to make a name for myself?
Good morning, sunshine. To the max, there, follow me in our
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee on vacay. There's Jessica Alsman.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin.
Hi.
In the performance room. Oh. There's Josh Arnold.
Hey, chick.
There's Ace Cosby. Manning the track phone hotline. Hot phone. There's Willie Griswold.
Got a tweak in my back.
Oh, he got a stitch in his back. You need massage.
Oh, I'll walk it out.
Get you a tennis ball.
Oh, yeah,
Against
roll on
the wall?
roll on a tennis ball.
I'll roll it out.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Got an unusual letter here.
Oh, yeah?
I got a couple myself.
But not as unusual as this one, I think. This comes to us from Preston, interestingly enough. And he writes, Dear Bob and Tom Show, I drive a garbage truck. When I put the truck in reverse, the radio automatically mutes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I bet it does.
Yeah.
I was about to back up the other day when Ace started to tell his joke of the day.
Oh, thank God.
I had to stop and listen.
Wise man.
It was worth it. Ladies and gentlemen, what does that mean? It means I think this is a request, if you ask me.
Who's that sexy man with a deep voice? Ace Cosby, here he is with his joke of the day.
Tom's been talking about his new dog lately.
Oh, he's been sitting there all morning getting ready.
I got a couple new puppies. That's correct.
I had a dog.
Really?
And every time the bell rang, he would go sit in the corner.
Oh, he didn't?
Wait a minute.
Well, he was a boxer.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I mean, that was a dramatic pause.
I was waiting for a really?
Oh, sorry.
I thought that was the whole thing. I thought he was in the ground. I'm thinking, okay, what? Why? I don't get this.
Perhaps a Pavlovian
I
deal.
hate it when I don't get a joke.
Maybe I got a new puppy. It's a little boxer. So every time the bell rings, he goes, "Oh, that's no good."
I mean, I was waiting. There's a lot of anticipation there.
And we're going to have to do a second.
It was worth it.
We're going to have to do a second one because our guest is going to have to.
Yeah, Mark Summers will be joining us.
Mark a disservice.
The legendary Mark Summers. We have a little surprise for Mark, by the way.
How embarrassing.
By the way, thank you to Preston, driver of a garbage truck. And
well, look, somebody honestly, he drives a garbage truck.
No, that's really his name.
Honestly,
and I hope this is the most inside joke in the history of this show.
Yes.
Okay, only Ace gets it.
Easy. And here's another letter. Good morning, dildo knots.
Oh.
Wow.
The hell does that mean?
It sounds like the spacecraft in the shape of a phallus.
I thought the whitest thing Tom could have ever said was, "I love stilts," but I was wrong. Now it's, I love Trader Joe's. Have you had their hummus? Real good.
They do have good dips.
Oh yeah.
And then Josh wraps it up with, "Tom, figure yourself out." And This is from Ryan. I don't know if it's the settings on my television or the lighting in the studio, but it appears as if Tom may be wearing a velvet shirt. Nothing would make me happier than finding out Tom has transitioned exclusively to wearing velvet.
No, it's just a Levi's black denim.
Yeah, that looks really. Looks cotton. It doesn't look velvet here, but
just black denim.
Maybe it reads on the TV.
I would enjoy that myself.
I don't enjoy a velvet shirt.
If you would switch to velvet.
What was the? Oh shoot! What was it used to be called? Velour.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
The velour jumpsuits. A lot of ladies will still wear them.
Mm-hmm. There was a joke when I was in the 8th grade. I forget what, but velour was quite popular. And the joke was, what's that you're wearing? And then she would say, it's blah, blah, blah. You go, it must be felt. And you'd reach over there.
I feel it, yeah.
And get punched in the face.
It's a creepy joke.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, very, very.
And now here's special stupid world record correspondent, Josh Arnold.
Hey!
Sorry.
I don't know why the adjectives. Patrick Stewart has once again broken the Guinness World Record for the longest career as a live-action Marvel character.
Thank you for mentioning that, John.
It's good to have you here, Sir Patrick.
Welcome.
He took back the title following his return as Professor X in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
That's right.
Oh, you had a fine performance. And a surprising cameo, really.
Yes, and I was also in Logan.
Yes, that's right. That was awesome. His latest Marvel appearance comes over 21 years after his first in X-Men 2000. The 82-year-old actor retakes the title from Tobey Maguire, Willem Dafoe, and J.K. Simmons, who were featured in Spider-Man No Way Home 19 years and 225 days after their first appearances in the 2002 Spider-Man. But, Sir Patrick, you had the title.
That's right.
You lost it. You got it back.
Grabbed it back.
But listen to this. Hugh Jackman is expected to break your record in 2024 as he's set to return as Wolverine in Deadpool 3.
Well, you know, I was with Hugh Jackman in Logan.
He
played Logan.
Let's play a clip from that film.
Logan.
What is it, Professor?
I hate to bother you, but I have to make a boom boom.
Oh, for God's sake. You just went 2 hours ago.
It's all those muffins I've been eating.
I told you.
This character's in a wheelchair.
I also had some hummus from Trader Joe's.
Ah,
very good.
Let me lift you over my shoulder.
Very good. Thank you, Wolverine.
Oh, boy.
I mean, Logan. Logan.
And that was a clip from Logan.
Okay, thank you very
And
much.
that's sports.
Oh, well, thank you. I wasn't ready for that. Okay, here we go. Here.
Logan.
This is what you farted for.
Where have you gone? Whatever. Yeah. Always be a good sport. Jessica?
A man walked a camel through an In-N-Out drive-thru in Las Vegas.
Love it.
The camel's handler told KABC
News. Oh, we're ABC. We're a network. What do you think of that?
that the animal is a rescue from Colorado that now lives in a sanctuary in the Las Vegas area.
Oh, sure, those Colorado camels.
He added that the camel loves to eat French fries.
Camel's got good taste.
Yeah.
Those McDonald's fries, very tasty.
This is a
picture.
They are very tasty. This is an In-N-Out. I didn't.
Yeah.
Another chain.
Yeah, In-N-Out burger. Yeah.
No, I was just saying French fries in general.
Oh, yeah.
I think
It had nothing to do with McDonald's French fries.
Well, I'm just saying McDonald's
to do
French
at
fries
all.
are very good. They're almost as good as that delicious hummus from Trader Joe's.
That is good.
Did you see a picture of this thing? This camel going through. It's pretty funny. And I understand the camel ordered a large Coke and said, I'll be back for another one in 3 months. Hold the See, they can.
Not very thirsty.
They can retain the water.
I like that one very much.
How about if you're the guy behind him?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know what to do. I would probably
hurry
leave
up.
the line.
Oh, what the
Tell
hell?
that thing to quit crapping on my hood.
I know you guys do it animal style, but this is ridiculous.
A deep cut and In-N-Out.
Yes.
I'd like
not on the menu.
My camel would like some French fries, and I'll take a coffee with 2 humps. The humps, get it? Oh, wow,
that's unique.
Typically, we're approaching the camel season, as you know.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're right. Yeah.
We wanted to rent a camel. You've heard about this. And
to make love to.
No. Sexy hump love.
Jeez, no, and camel rental becomes extraordinarily popular post-Thanksgiving for the live nativities.
Oh, that makes sense.
And I was talking to the guy at this place, and they jacked the price up then because that's the season.
This poor guy.
It is hard.
Rent animals.
After Thanksgiving, I tried to rent a Jesus, and they said it's there all the day.
Let Josh enjoy this by himself. Wow. He doesn't realize we're laughing at the pathetic attempt.
You jumped off that board.
Nothing there.
Excuse me, I'd like to rent a Jesus.
Guess what today is?
It's hump day.
It's hump day!
Maybe renting a baby. Gee, that's funnier. I need to rent a baby for our live nativity. There's something here.
Too late. The moment has passed.
I'll say.
I went to what do you call it? A pumpkin patch 2 years ago, or 3 now that I think about it, and they had a camel there.
At the pumpkin.
That's random.
Yeah, they'll let people ride them and stuff.
Yeah, the kids could ride a camel, which was weird. So I guess got to make a little cash before the big season kicks in. I wonder if the guy. I'll call the guy. I still have his number. Maybe they also rent, as you say. Could we also rent a baby Jesus for the live nativity?
I think it is funnier to just say rent a baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a baby is funnier. Yeah.
Okay.
You let the audience put together what it's. Yeah.
When we come back, if we come back.
It's a boxer, see? And when the bell rings, he goes sits in the corner.
I love that.
We have a rare happy ending story involving Hurricane Ian. Also, we'll be joined by Mark Summers, coming up comedian Reno Collier, and apparently a bonus edition of the Ace Cosby Joke of the Day.
Sure.
Very exciting. Okay, this is the Bob and Tom Show.
For a complete copy of the Bob and Tom Show contest rules, go to bobandtom.com/contest-rules, or just scroll down to the bottom of the page and see contest rules. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
We got some extra from the Bob and Tom Show.
Comedian Greg Warren, former state champion wrestler. You're the son of a wrestling coach. Now, I assume your dad was also your wrestling coach. Is that correct?
Yes, he was. He was a high school wrestling coach, so I wrestled, and my mom was into music, so I played the clarinet in the band, which they made fun of me, especially the guys on the wrestling team, especially my best friend, Huey Baker. He was a black guy. He's one of those guys that would just get a hold of something and never shut up. And look at Greg, man. Greg played a flute. It's a clarinet, Huey. It's a flute, Greg. You a flute man. Look at little flute man, Greg. Flute your flute, Greg. Little flute man, Greg. He'll be on the bus going to a match. He'll be real quiet, and all of a sudden you hear, hop, 2, 3, 4. What the hell we fighting for? Flute man. It's embarrassing when you're out there wrestling and you hear, hit him with your flute, Greg.
Hi, this is Dr. Will Miller, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7, which begs the question, why do you need Bob and Tom 24/7?
Donnie Baker on the road this weekend, Saturday, October 15th at the Mississippi Moon Bar in Dubuque, Iowa. That's DonnieBaker.com for more. And don't forget, Wisconsin Dells, the Ho Chunk Casino, the place to be. Pat Godwin, Willie Griswold, and that Josh Arnold. They're live on stage. Tickets and information at thatjosharnold.com. And lots more fun and frivolity on the way as we move through this Monday together with you right here on Bob and Tom 24/7. Good morning. I'm Mark Allison with your news headlines. Explosions have rocked multiple cities across Ukraine, including missile strikes on the capital, Kiev, for the first time in months. Hours after Russian President Vladimir Putin called a Saturday explosion on the huge bridge connecting Russia to its annexed territory of Crimea a terrorist act masterminded by Ukrainian special services. After the first early Monday strikes in Kiev, more loud explosions heard later in the morning in an intensification of Russia's attack that could spell a major escalation in the war. Officials and media also reported explosions in a number of other locations, including Dnipro and Lviv. North Korea says its recent barrage of missile launches were the simulated use of its tactical battlefield nuclear weapons to hit and wipe out potential South Korea and U.S. targets. Its leader, Kim Jong-un, has signaled he would conduct more provocative tests. Monday's North Korea statement, released on the 77th birthday of its ruling Workers' Party, is seen as an attempt to buttress a public unity behind Kim as he's struggling to overcome difficulties such as the pandemic-related economic hardship. State media say North Korea's recent missile tests were a response to recent naval drills between U.S. and South Korea forces, which involved the nuclear-powered aircraft carrier USS Ronald Reagan. And many Florida residents lost nearly everything when Hurricane Ian rampaged through the state. But this is a story about someone who found something because of the storm. Ashley Garner lost her wedding ring outside her Fort Myers home days before Ian struck. She, her husband, and 3 young kids searched for it to no avail. Family rode the storm out at home and went to clean up once it passed. Just 10 minutes into the cleanup, Garner says her husband spotted the ring in a brush pile next to their garage. So a little bit of happiness coming out of Florida. And that's a look at your news. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Think you know your pro football and want to put your knowledge to the test? Then play Pigskin Pick'em every week at bobandtom.com. This is your chance to win a Mini Max Big Green Egg. Just pick the winners of this week's pro football games and you could win a Mini Max Big Green Egg. Head to bobandtom.com/contest and play Pigskin Pick'em. And don't miss the Chick McGee Shoe-In of the Week, Thursdays on the Bob and Tom Show. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Essential Morning Radio. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7. 24/7.
Hi, folks. Billy Mazing here with another amazing revolutionary product exclusively for Bob and Tom Show listeners. Ladies, how many times has this happened to you? You've spent a night hitting the bars and drinking way more than you should, but when it's time to hurry to the bathroom and vomit, your BFF is making out with some guy by the jukebox. Suddenly, you don't have anyone to hold your hair. Well, now your worries are over thanks to my amazing Barf Away barrettes. Only $19.95 for a set of 2. 3 sets for $89.95 plus shipping and handling. Yes, these fashionable accessories can be attached at the first signs of queasiness, holding even the most unruly coif out of the line of fire. Each Billy Mazing Barf Away barrette utilizes oversized pinch clips, making them simple to apply, even for the most impaired fingers. Just put them on as you're making a beeline toward the facilities and don't worry about a thing. Barf Away barrettes work like magic to keep your hair swept back from your face and free of stomach contents, tooth fillings, and toilet water. You'll emerge from the bathroom or back alley stylish, empty, and ready for more.
Yeah.
Just clip it, unload, and forget it. Best of all, if you order in the next 5 minutes, I'll include a tub of Bio Be Gone breath mints for absolutely free plus shipping and handling of $29.95. What comes up or down is nobody's business but yours with these powerful breath scrubbing mitts. So what are you waiting for? Order my Billy Mazing Barf Away barrettes and Bio Be Gone breath mints, and let's get this party started. I'm Billy Mazing.
Very much, Josh.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee on vacation. Jessica Alsman joins us at the news desk.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hello, Chick.
Hi. There's Josh Arnold at the sidekick chair.
Chick.
There's Ace Cosby. Manning the track phone hotline hot phone. There's Willie Griswold.
Good morning.
I'm still Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Thank you very much.
And we have a special guest.
And we have a surprise for our special guest, too.
Oh, my.
I've always wondered where Mark Summers. His last name was
I've always wondered where Jonathan Winters.
Where Tom
Nowhere anymore.
fell.
Well, that's
Wow. got cold in here fast. Mark Summers, I guess the best description, television personality, you know him from Double Dare and many other things.
He's an icon.
And I just thought of you a couple weeks ago.
Tell me why.
This is see if you can guess.
Okay, it's got to have something to do with obsessive compulsive disorder.
No, that's the thing. It didn't.
Oh, my.
I was reading a book about the Doors.
Oh, okay.
Is this giving you any kind of a hint?
No.
Okay.
I thought this was the Mark Summers dream you had where he's kissing you on your forehead.
No.
Yeah. Telling you
Wasn't
everything's
that one?
okay.
Yeah, I'd rather hear that one.
Yeah.
I was reading.
We'd all rather
Remember your
hear that
big
one.
spoon?
The great guitarist for the Doors, Robbie Krieger, has a really good book called "Set the Night on Fire."
It's unreadable.
And at one point, he talks about working with drummer Mike Berkowitz.
My brother.
Yeah. That's your brother.
That's right, my brother, who, when the Doors dissolved after Mr. Morrison decided to take things into his own hands in a bad way, they started a band called the Butts Band, and my brother was the drummer for the Butts Band.
And I saw his name. I know that guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's got to be pissed. You got the hair gene. You've got like Elvis hair, and
yeah, it's insane. I don't know why that is. But,
he's the rock star. What happened?
I know. It's insane.
But your brother is a world-class drummer.
He is. When he was 15 years old, living here in Indianapolis, he was playing for Johnny Mathis and Henry Mancini. They would come and pick him up and put his drums in the back of this van and drive him to Chicago. And he would go up there and play gigs when he was 15, 16 years old.
Wow.
He was at the Playboy Club when he was like 17 in Chicago. I mean, he has stories. He was on the road with Liza for 10 years. Those stories, you got to have him on the show if he'll even talk about that stuff. And then he conducted for Marvin Hamlish for about 10 years. And then when my brother got a better review than Marvin fired him.
And Marvin, by the way, is sleeping with Jonathan Winter.
Yeah, he is.
So, there you go. In any event,
comedy.
A weird thing to be reading about all of a sudden. Wait a minute. That's Mark Summers' brother.
I didn't know that existed. That book was around.
It's a great book if you're a Doors fan.
Yeah.
I heard it's unreadable. Well, I heard.
Now, Mark also, beside being well known for his work in television, wrote a book that I read a few years back.
1999 I wrote that.
Called Everything in Its Place.
Yeah.
I love the story.
It's a great book.
And it's a story about your struggles with OCD.
Yep.
Give me the short, the précis, if you will, of the book.
Well, what happened was I was hosting a talk show on Lifetime called Biggers and Summers, and we had a doctor on, Dr. Eric Hollander, and when I was doing the research the night before, it was all about something called, I had never heard of it, obsessive compulsive disorder, and as I was doing the research, I went, oh my God, I've been doing that, I do that. I think I have this thing. And so on national TV, the next day, I sort of poured my guts out and said, I think I have this. And the next thing I know, I'm on Oprah, I'm on Howard Stern, I'm everywhere, People Magazine, discussing this. And, you and I have had these conversations. 20 years, I guess we've been having these conversations, quite honestly. And I seem to be in much better shape than you, apparently, because I kind of don't do it anymore, but you're still kind of suffering with it. Huh?
I'm not suffering.
Do you see what Mark is
I'm
politely
loving it.
saying to you here, Tom? It's when he comes on, he would just shut up about it.
There's a scene where you wake up in the middle of the night, your wife
Mark
comes...
knows the scene. He wrote the book.
No, but I'm explaining to
I want you to know you're in a safe place, Tom.
Right.
We
like you, Tom.
His wife comes out
It's
in the middle of the
okay.
night. He's combing the hair on the bottom of the carpeting. He has a
not hair,
birthday
it's
party for his then young child, and he's stapling butcher paper to the walls.
I wouldn't put staples. I taped it.
So of course, so they wouldn't get the fingerprints on the walls.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What's the wackiest thing you've done?
Oh, geez.
Today?
He hoards newspapers, but that's kind of
Not
going
anymore.
away.
I don't believe you.
I don't have. In
You've
fact,
got him somewhere.
Oh, he's got stacks and stacks of iPads in his closet.
This is the first time I've been here with your son. Explain to me what it was like growing up in the house with that going on.
It was great because, there was always clean towels because he did laundry 10 times a day.
Right.
got to do that.
There was always, newspapers so we could do our art projects without making a mess. A lot of various safety goggles, Mark, for cooking bacon or for lighting on fireworks or for
just walking around the house.
Just walking around the house, just in case.
Did the gene transfer to you at all?
I mean, not at all.
Yeah, no.
Good.
But then, didn't you, one of your favorite games was taking the Pam spray food...
Oh, this is
the cooking spray, yeah.
The cooking spray.
If you have a gas cooktop.
If you have a gas cooktop.
Which, by the way, I would highly recommend.
Of course.
what you do with little kids, and I still have several of them, you do this magic trick where you take your hand and you go boosh, and then you secretly spray the stuff with a nice open flame. It's the best.
They're encouraging people to do this in front of children.
Yeah.
No,
Don't set them on fire.
Boosh?
Yeah, you have to, or you can say abracadabra, whatever you want. Just to, they stopped believing it at about age 5. But those first few years, it's really fun.
Oh my, unbelievable!
I don't mean to obsess about this obsessive compulsive.
No, that would never happen.
However,
yes, sir.
Mr. Godwin has taken the time and trouble. You can see him up on the big screen.
Oh!
I feel for those who have OCD, but I don't have OCD. I'm sorry for those with OCD, but I don't have OCD. 1 for the O, 2 for the C, 3 for the D, OCD. Won't you sing along with me in groups of 3? OCD. Forming a line behind me. Don't bend your knees. OCD. Every 5th verse, change the key. OCD, OCD. Wash your hands, be germ-free. Sing it twice. OCD. Did I lock that door? Go back and see. OCD. OCD. Is the oven on? It just might be. OCD, OCD. Song is over on the second D. OCD, OCD.
Nice little tribute
very nice.
to obsessive compulsive disorder.
Could you do that 3 more times?
So you are pretty much, you don't have any.
No, I always say I'm about 86% sure. I'll tell you what helped, believe it or not. COVID changed everything in everybody's lives. But when I realized I was sort of trapped and I could sort of contemplate my navel, you know, I moved up to the central coast of California and started taking walks. 5-mile walks every day is what I do. And it just kind of brought me down to a whole different space. And I do not obsess about that stuff anymore. It's interesting.
You don't have to end on an even step or...
No, I never had to do that stuff. I was never a lights flipper or any of that kind of stuff. But mine was more about neatness and cleanliness and all that kind. But I really don't worry about it too much anymore.
I have a secret war going on with the janitor here.
Tell me.
When I get here in the morning...
Yeah.
You guys don't even know about this.
I do. I don't know that I know about
There's a light switch by that door over there.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
there's one by that door over there.
Yeah.
I like that one to be the up one.
Yeah.
Not because of the lights, but because you just want the switch up.
Yes. So I'll switch it and then go to undo the other one. I'm not sure if he knows we're having this battle, but I know that it's there.
Really? And if it doesn't happen, what do you think? Do you have intrusive thoughts?
No, nothing weird. I just have to go switch it around.
You don't think like, hey, the show won't go well if I don't do this?
No, because the show's gone very badly many times when it's that episode. True. Now, in Mark's book, and I'm going to not get it quite right, but you would have to go to a specific window of a department store and read all of the little placards, or you couldn't get on an airplane.
Yeah, I couldn't get on an airplane, or I would translate it to, if my son's trying to get on a baseball team, he won't do well, or my daughter was in a play and she'd forget her lines. And so I took on all that weight, which was a royal pain in my rear end, having to take on all that responsibility. So,
and then one last one that I still remember from 20 years ago reading your book. Someone, well, I think it was one of your kids, wanted a hot dog.
Oh, no. Oh,
And I believe you were, I forget where you were.
I was living in New York, and I had an
working
apartment.
in Philadelphia or something?
No, I was living in New York. That's when I was doing the Lifetime show and doing Food Network stuff. And I had an apartment that I'd never cooked in. And because I ate out all the time, and my son would come for a month and then go back to L.A., and then my daughter would come for a month and go back to L.A. And I said, what do you want to go out to dinner and do tonight? And she goes, I just want a hot dog. And I thought, well, okay, we'll go get hot dogs. She said, no, I want to do it at home. Well, I didn't have any utensils or anything. So we went to Macy's and spent, $700 on, pots and pans. And, then bought hot dogs and buns and mustard and whatever else you wanted and potato chips. And I cooked in the house for the first time and did that. Never used the pots and pans ever again. But
well, worth it.
Yeah. Oh, no question. That was the most expensive New York dinner I think I ever went to.
that is OCD.
As you walked to Macy's, how many hot dog stands did you pass?
Oh, yeah, thousands.
On the streets of Manhattan.
Well, the thing about the hot dog stands is Letterman used to say, they don't change the water until, the fall. So just unbelievable.
Funny enough, we have a request for hot dog water.
No kidding.
So we do. All these things are falling into place. Right now, I want to talk a little bit about our buddy Steven Singer at IHateStevenSinger.com. Now, the jewelry season is just around the corner, of course. And, of course, any time is a good time for jewelry. And Steven Singer doesn't have special sales because of special seasons. Every day, everything is on sale at I Hate Steven Singer Jewelers. So I want to tell you about a couple of things. No phony sales, no coupons, no discounts. That's why other jewelers hate Steven Singer. He focuses on what really matters, love. He is in the love business. He's got a couple very special things you'll find out about if you're thinking about getting that very special ring. Steven stands behind his jewelry, by the way, the best guarantee in the business. 100-day, 100% money-back guarantee plus fast and free shipping both directions if necessary. No other jeweler has had a better return policy or a better guarantee. That's why you can trust Steven Singer. Find out about those rings and lots of other things by going to IHateStevenSinger.com. Real diamonds from a real jeweler you can trust. Steven Singer Jewelers. That's IHateStevenSinger.com. Coming up, we're going to talk with Ms. Alsman, who's sitting in for Ms. Lee. Also, we'll talk with Mark Summers and comedian Reno Collier. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hi, this is comedian Rob Haney, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Good morning. My name is Mark Allison. I am your cordial host here on the Bob and Tom 24/7 network, if you will. Thanks so much for joining us here. It's the Bob and Tom Show on a Monday. Now, you know we're not necessarily known for our Monday show, but Mark Summers is here today, so that all changes. He's an author. He's a host. He's the TV guy with the most. MarkSummersTV.com. Now, again, he spells Mark with a C, M-A-R-C. Summers, S-U-M-M-E-R-S. MarkSummersTV.com for more on one of our favorite guests. And he's here today live. Mark Summers on the Bob and Tom Show right here on Bob and Tom 24/7.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. Joe Musgrove brushed off chance of cheater after a bizarre spot check by umpires on the mound as he pitched his hometown San Diego Padres into the next round of the playoffs. 7 innings, a one-hit ball, a 6-0 victory over the New York Mets last night. The Mets, 102 regular season wins, and they were eliminated. NFL yesterday, Justin Tucker kicked a 43-yard field goal on the last play of the game to lift the Ravens over the Bengals 19-17. That was the Sunday nighter in Baltimore. And Grady Jarrett flagged for roughing the passer after what many observed to be a typical sack of Tom Brady late in the fourth quarter of the Atlanta Falcons' 21-15 loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa. Other winners in the National Football League yesterday: the Giants win in England, beating Green Bay. Buffalo, Houston, the Chargers, Minnesota, the Jets, New England, New Orleans, Tennessee, San Francisco, Dallas, and Philly all win. And there's a new number one in college football. Georgia has taken back the top spot. Alabama slides to number 3 with Ohio State in at number 2. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show.
Got this new venture. It's called Say It to My Face.
Oh.
Pretty good.
Cool.
Hey, Josh, let's say someone talks smack about you on Facebook or Twitter.
Sure.
And the first thing you do is you call me, then I go to their house. And when they answer the door, I'll just yell, "Say it to my face." And then I'll jack them with a blood dart right to the larynx. And Christy, you and your ladies don't got to worry either, because I got you covered too. See, my friend Tasha and I are launching an all-female company called "Oh, No, You Didn't." Well, it's hard to spell on the radio, but in print, it's badass. It's all hymenated.
Hymenated?
Yep. So the next time some chick, calls another chick an obese whale when you post your porta potty selfie on Instagrams, just give me and Tasha a call. She'll go to that chick's house and slap the spit out of her while screaming, "Oh, no, you didn't."
Bob and Tom. 24/7. Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Hey, Bob, you okay?
Why do you ask, Tom?
I noticed you're scratching your crotch and kind of clutching your chest.
Yeah, well, I have jock itch and a really bad case of indigestion.
Have you taken anything for it?
That's just it, Tom. I don't know what to take.
Here, try one of these.
Okay, you're the doctor, but what is it?
It's the only medicine you can take that relieves both painful indigestion and pesky jock itch at the same time.
What's it called?
Bob, it's from the people who make Tums. It's called Scro-Tums.
Tom's right, Bob. New Scro-Tums can relieve indigestion and jock itch in just minutes.
Hey, feeling better, Bob?
Oh, like $1 million.
Let me buy you a beer.
Great.
And how about some nuts?
Thanks.
Yes, thanks to Scro-Tums, Bob can have a handful of nuts without attracting disgusted stares or worrying about a bad case of indigestion. Scro-Tums, the only product on the market that relieves jock itch and indigestion at the same time. Get your hand out of the front of your pants, put it in your back pocket, pull out your wallet, and buy some Scro-Tums today. Just look for the fuzzy little bag the next time you're at the drugstore. Scro-Tums from Frigamall Pharmaceuticals, the same people who brought you the product that relieves painful corns on your feet and itchy hot hemorrhoids. Cornhole H. Right, Bob?
Rightio.
Bob and Tom. Well-meaning, but...
Yeah, they're all messed up.
More than slightly confused.
Thanks for joining us. With us in the studio, comedian Billy Gardell. Now, for many of the comedians who visit, all you have to do is tell them that there's porno there, and suddenly they
What? I can't. I'm married. I can't even have it in the house. Mm-hmm. She'll find it. It's every time I walk in the house and I'm doing something wrong, I hear that music from Law and Order. It's like gong gong. I didn't do nothing. I'm so scared of her. I'm just scared of her.
1:27 p.m. The Gardell household.
Dong dong. She's Southern, so she'll slip a sandwich in front of me, Dad. And then I did it. What? Wait a minute.
When grandfather dies, life will be strange. When grandfather dies, my whole world will change. When grandfather dies, I'll scream and I'll yell, 'cause I'll be rich as hell.
And then I figured I didn't need to write anymore.
Good morning, sunshine.
Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7.
Bob and Tom show. Christy Lee on vacation. There's Jessica Olsman.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hi, Chick.
There's Josh Arnold at the old sidekick chair.
Chick.
There's Ace Cosby manning the track phone hotline hot phone. Hey. There's Willie Griswold.
Good morning.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold with our special guest.
Thank you very much. Joining us in the studio. Yeah, he is a television personality. Not to suggest that he's not a human being. I never liked that. Oh, he's a radio personality. He's a human being.
I like being called a radio personality.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because off the radio, I have zero personality.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. He is Mark Summers. And off the air, we were talking about this and that. And you have kind of like different generations know you for different things.
It's so true. You know, a Double Dare, I guess, is what got it all started. And then I moved over to the Food Network doing Unwrapped and exec producing Dinner and Restaurant Impossible. But I did a guest spot on a show called Workaholics. And that show just exploded. And a whole different group of humans, found me. And it just was fun. I mean, literally, I walked down the street and people go, hey, did you get to keep the bear suit? I mean, that's what they always ask. You know?
What was the Workaholics thing?
Workaholics. It's a great show on Comedy Central with Adam Devine and Blake Anderson, these young comics out of L.A. Super funny.
Did you play yourself, Mark?
I play myself. You know, everything I've ever done. I've done voices on 1 million cartoons, and I always play myself because they know I can't act. So if I can't play myself, I'm screwed, you know?
Cartoons?
Yeah, I've done a lot of voiceovers on a lot of cartoons. I started on Robot Chicken and have done 1 million episodes of that. And then I've done a couple of Nickelodeon cartoons. I was on, what's the other Seth MacFarlane show that I did?
Family Guy or American Dad?
No, keep going.
Oh,
my gosh, I can't even believe I did it. Anyway, the one with the black couple.
The Cleveland show?
I did a Cleveland show where they did a whole thing about Cleveland not getting along with his dad because he screwed up the obstacle course. And so they redid the whole obstacle course, and I played me. So I got to tell you a story, but I have to be very careful about telling the story. So at the end, Cleveland can't get the flag, and I'm yelling, get the flag, get the flag, get the effing flag, okay? And I did the take like 1 time, 2 times, 3. I did it like 17 times, and I finally said to Bruce in the booth, I said, "Can you give me some direction or something? Am I not doing it right?" And he goes, "Oh no, you got it like on the second take. It's just hysterical to hear you keep saying that word over and over."
Because you've been working clean your whole life.
My whole life, you know. I
Sure.
mean, when I started off at the Comedy Store in '76, I wasn't working, you know, super dirty, but I was saying words that I guess most people wouldn't associate with me. And, you know, Howie Mandel and Saget had that career where they expected one thing and then they went to see him and families would come and then they'd walk out because they couldn't believe that Saget and you know, Howie were doing what they were doing. But they've had these two different lives. And, you know, Bob got really insane towards, you know, the end.
Bob Saget, yeah. I remember Tim Allen, who had, before he was the Tim Allen, famous Tim Allen, would come through here doing stand-up, and he was and is, I'm sure, a great stand-up. But his act was brutally frank, if you will.
Absolutely.
And he got famous as whatever it was, Tim the Tool Guy, and then he actually went out and played the sheds, the so-called the big outdoor arenas, whatever you want to call them, and people were quite stunned because he had not written a new act for the clean guy.
Yeah.
But I would highly recommend him as a stand-up.
Well, stand-up back in the day when I started in '76, I got there the same time. You know, Letterman, Leno, Robin Williams, we all started together, and then I got into doing warm-ups, and I was doing the warm-ups on a show called Soap, and next to me, because he hadn't really exploded yet, was Letterman doing the warm-ups on Barney Miller, and on the other side, Saget was doing the warm-ups on Bosom Buddies.
No kidding.
Yeah, and that's how we all got started.
Soap is one of my all-time favorite shows.
Explain what the warm-ups mean. What is that?
What we do is go out and get the audience sort of primed because there's 300 warm bodies sitting in a room, and chances are they've never seen a live TV show recorded, and they think they're going to come in and watch it and be out the door in 25 minutes. Well, it takes hours to do these things, and your job is to keep them up and happy and laughing, and sometimes it gets very, very, very difficult. There was one story, I was a page at CBS Television City, and Norman Lear was producing a new show called Good Times, and Norman felt that the audience should be all black because it's a black show. And so normally you do a dress rehearsal at 4:30, and then it takes about an hour and 15 minutes. Then you go and have dinner, the crew, and they get notes, and then they do an air show at 7:30. Well, we were supposed to do the dress rehearsal at 4:30, and people line up, you know, for 2 or 3 hours hoping to get better seats. And 4:30, we were supposed to shoot the show. Nothing happened. 5 o'clock, nothing happened. 5:30, nothing happened. 6 o'clock, nothing happened. And Mr. Lear came out and said, "Come here, Mark." And I said, "Yes, sir." And he said, "We're not going to be able to do the dress rehearsal." So, and he handed me a wad of money, and he said, "Give everybody $20. Tell them to go out and have a dinner and come back for the 7:30. And I said, "Mr. Lear, can I say something?" He said, "What's that?" I said, "If we give everybody $20, they ain't coming back." and I gave people $20, and about a third of the audience came back, and he realized after the first episode, it's really not a black show, it's a show. And after that, we had everybody come. But, you know, the philosophy back then, 73, 74, was totally different. When you think of the chances he took, I remember going to the episodes where Maude was, you know, having an abortion and, you know, the stuff that Archie used to say, and people were like stunned. But the funny thing or odd or scary thing is you probably couldn't do those shows today, you know?
Yeah,
Because
isn't that
everybody
interesting?
gets offended.
Right.
When you would warm up the audience, would you do a lot of question and answer stuff? Would you talk to them? And
Well, I lied initially. When I was a page, I was page on Mary Tyler Moore and Newhart, and a guy by the name of Lorenzo Music, who played Carlton of the Doorman, did the warm-ups, and he was amazing. Best warm-up guy I probably ever saw.
He ended up voicing Garfield
the cat.
and the Bill Murray character in the Ghostbusters cartoon. Yeah,
absolutely true. And he was beyond talented, but a very strange human being. And I went into his office once and lied to him and told him I did warm-ups. I'd never done a warm-up in my life. And I get a phone call 2 weeks later. He said, "We're doing a show called Doc. It's going to be on CBS, and I can't do it. Can you fill in for me?" I went, "Oh, sure." Well, now I'm pooping my pants because I got to go out there and try and be entertaining. And somehow I was somewhat magical. And Grant Tinker, who was head of Mary's company and eventually ran NBC, came down and hugged me and said, "That's the best job I've ever seen in my life." And I thought, well, what the hell did I just do? And that sort of opened the career. And so, yeah, I would do Q&A, and I would tell about the history of the show, and I knew everything about all the people on stage. And, you know, sometimes when I was doing Soap, we would be there till 1 o'clock in the morning. So you start showing, you know, pictures of your kids in your wallet, you know, whatever you can do to. And I used to do magic, though, a lot for the audience to keep them going as well.
Oh.
But I did Star Search and Webster and What's Happening Now and Alice. And Shandling got fired because they didn't like him. And I replaced Gary Shandling doing the warm-ups on Alice. I mean, you know, stories are insane.
Wow. Yeah. We're talking with Mark Summers, and we have a special request. because Mark is perhaps less known for his book, Everything in Its Place.
Yes.
That's the exact title, which I read 20 years ago and still
can continue to read.
Is it still out there?
I don't think it is. You know, I've got like 20 copies in a closet somewhere, and every now and then I come out of the closet and because people want them or need them.
And it was about your OCD and the fact that you'd be polishing your shoes and they had to be all lined up and all kinds of fascinating things. And you've gotten beyond that, which is great.
Yeah.
But we have a little special treat. I think we can play this still. We're going to find out in just a second, but give this a listen.
Right, this is rock roadie Ian St. Ian, host of the syndicated show Rock Minute. But today, I'm not here to interview a famous rock star. I'm here to tell you about a very serious disease that has been long overlooked in the media, but affects the lives of thousands. Most people are familiar with obsessive-compulsive disorder, commonly called OCD, where victims often have repetitive behaviors that they feel compelled to perform over and over. But not many have heard of a similar disorder that wreaks havoc on those afflicted. Just listen to this suffering individual.
It's horrible. It comes on at the most embarrassing times. I'll be standing in line at the bank and suddenly... And just like that, everyone's staring and pointing at me.
Oh, this poor bastard is one of the many victims of OCDC. With no warning, these people begin singing, playing air guitar, and screaming various AC/DC songs. There's no known cure and no known cause.
Once it happened in the middle of a funeral. The widow mentioned how handsome her husband looked in his black suit. And I jumped on the casket, threw my fist in the air, and screamed, "A bucket black!" I thought I was being disrespectful, but I can't help it.
No.
By the time they pulled me down and dragged me out of there, I was belting out, "I'm on a hell! Way to hell!" I don't want to be this way.
These folks are helpless, and they can't stop the rock. OCDC can affect anyone, anywhere. It destroys relationships, causes legal problems, and often ends careers.
I was a successful television broadcaster for years, until that horrible day when I had to do a live break-in to cover a huge earthquake. Right in the middle, I stood up, grabbed my microphone, and pointed to the camera and belted out, "You shook me all night long!" I was fired immediately and couldn't get another TV gig, unless you count YouTube. I'm a really big hit on YouTube. I don't make a dime off of YouTube, and money talks!
Sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
OCDC victims say that the only place they feel safe is at an actual AC/DC concert.
Sure.
However, even then, they often get harassed by regular fans for singing the wrong song at the wrong time.
Oh, man, I was at a show, and they were doing the quiet beginning of Hell's Bells with the guitar and bell ringing, and I'm standing on my seat doing the loudest version of Dirty Deeds, Under Cheap. If anyone's ever heard, I got my ass kicked good that night. Felt like I was hit with some TNT dynamite.
Please do what you can to help the OCDC Foundation. Dirty deeds might come dirt cheap, but medical research don't. So give what you can. And hey, piss off! You're done. Bloody hell! We're recording in here, you wanker. Wait a
Little tribute to OCD.
Very clever. Very clever.
Very obscure. Very obscure illness. Our guest, Mark Summers, television personalities. You said you started with Robin Williams and Letterman and all those guys.
76.
Did you know Dave from living in Indianapolis?
A little bit. I was working at a radio station, WBMP in Elwood, Indiana, doing weekends 6 to 11, and I was 15 years old, and the guy who used to drive me up lost his job, and so I lost my ride, and I got fired, and Dave Letterman took my place. So that was, I was 15, so like 66, 67.
Wow.
So he took my place there. And then we used to play racquetball together in in L.A. when we were at the Comedy Store. He was the most intense racquetball player. He and Jeff Altman were unbeatable.
Really?
They were the most intense players. I could not score a point off these guys. It was insane how good they were.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's an obscure Dave Letterman fact.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know.
The most intense racquetball player I've ever been against. No question about it. Yeah. So I knew those guys. It's interesting that, I have all sorts of Letterman stories I could tell you, but the fact that I'm kind of retired, and all I do now is kind of call people to go have lunch. And every Wednesday where I live, I ran into Dennis Miller, and every Wednesday, Dennis Miller and I go have lunch together. And it's the most fascinating time because he may be the smartest human being I've ever talked with in my life. I need like a thesaurus, a dictionary, and encyclopedia when I'm talking to him because his frame of references most of the time go over my head, but it's so much fun to sit and have these conversations because basically we just talk showbiz and comedy and stuff like that. I had lunch the other day. Rosie O'Donnell moved back to California, and I tracked her down. We went to lunch and sat there for 2.5 hours because I was doing the warm-ups on Star Search when she was a contestant on that show. That's how far back we go.
Cool.
And then we were on Win, Lose, or Draw all the time together. And so it's just weird that we're all freaking old now, and we kind of walk down memory lane. It's a ball.
Mark, here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to invite Dennis to lunch.
Yes.
And invite Rosie to lunch.
Yes.
Same place, and you don't show up.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it? That would be, and then we'll bring in Tom Selleck.
Here's an obscure thing you can tell Dennis the next time you see him. This is really obscure. He submitted a joke to Playboy magazine probably when he was a teenager, and it made it to Playboy magazine.
Really?
And I know it because someone sent me the thing. I think is he from Pittsburgh?
He's from Pittsburgh,
yeah.
Pittsburgh, yeah.
And it's they used to have a joke page, and whoever would send the joke, they would put their name and their hometown. Ask him if I'm sure he remembers.
Oh, I'll have to ask him that.
And if I forget the joke, I just remember it wasn't particularly good. But it wasn't it was a street joke.
Right.
That he was just repeating, and he sent it in. So that may be his first break into show business.
I have to ask him about that. That's way cool.
Yeah, very, very obscure.
Yeah, unbelievable.
We're talking with Mark Summers, retired television person. I think you'll end up doing that again.
Yeah, I'm starting a podcast. Good God, there's 850,000 literally people doing them, and I kept saying no, and finally got talked into doing it, and I'm glad I did. All these shows during COVID, I kept getting called, and I did 150 of these darn things, and found out that I was being asked the same questions over and over again, so I stopped doing them. And so my theme is, if you watch somebody on a movie or a Broadway show or TV, you go, well, that's the most lucky human being in the world. But the reality is they've overcome a boatload of obstacles to get where they are.
Sure.
And that's what we're talking about. And we start off with Guy Fieri, and then we're doing Anthony Ramos, who was in Hamilton and is in the star of every movie right now. We did Al Roker. And so it's been a lot of fun. We've recorded about 13, 14 of these things. We launched January 16th across the country.
What's it called?
I can't give the title yet because it hasn't been cleared. So I've been told not to say the name yet. But
is your name in it?
My name is in it.
I was going to say, maybe that's the problem. Can't get that a-hole to sign off.
That's right.
It's his own show.
Damn it, you paid me $1 million, then you can do it, right?
Mark Summers is our guest. Well, when it comes available, we'll give you a phone call.
Cool, man.
Got a couple things to get to here. In fact, I want to remind you, speaking of football, tonight will conclude Week 5. Is that correct in the NFL?
That's correct.
That means Week 6 will be opened up tomorrow morning, and that means you can enter the Bob and Tom Show's special pigskin pick'em. What's at stake? It's the Big Green Egg Mini Max, the ultimate, the Rolls Royce of grilling devices. You could win one. We'll find out who this week's winner is sometime later this week. But that reminds me, this NFL season, every Westwood One NFL broadcast streams live for free. Mondays, Thursdays, Sunday night games, Thanksgiving, Christmas, triple headers, the whole deal. The International Series, every postseason game, you'll find them at WestwoodOneSports.com via Westwood One station streams. You can even ask Miss Alexa, hello, open Westwood One Sports, please. It's the NFL on Westwood One. Also, I want to talk about this digital age we live in. We were talking about that painting that lit up the internet last week. Looked like the young lady was walking through a field in France in 1860 carrying an iPhone, and it was everywhere. Pretty good explanation. It was probably a prayer book.
Right.
Then the other one we talked about was it Mr. Pinchin something, and it shows a indigenous person who appears to be staring at an iPhone surrounded by colonialists, et cetera, et cetera. Great explanation on that one. That probably was a handheld mirror, and the colonists would give them to native peoples because they were so fascinated with mirrors. But this is a digital age. That was not painted by someone who was a time traveler. Roman is the digital health clinic for men. No waiting rooms, no hassle, just straightforward, discreet. You can do it from your house. Healthcare goals, you can achieve them. And find out more about Roman because they have something very special going on with their famous free 2-day shipping. Roman has an offer. Generic Viagra, also known as sildenafil, $4 a dose. $4, that's less than a cup of coffee. GetRoman.com/BT show. Check it out. That's GetRoman.com/BT show. Generic Viagra, also known as sildenafil, $4 a dose. GetRoman.com/BT show. We're going to come back with Mr. Summers. We have a very unusual story in the news about Cheeto dust, which has a name. It is not just Cheeto dust, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this is going to keep them from backing up the garbage truck to turn off the radio. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got something to say? Send us an email, bobandtom@bobandtom.com. This is the Bob and Tom Show. Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show.
Hi, I'm Morty Gleckman for Casket Carnival.
It's a Casket Carnival. You won't lose your shirt. It's a Casket Carnival. When we shovel on the dirt, we'll make sure you really save before we stick you in your grave. We won't steal from you. Casket Carnival.
We've got lots of games and prizes, and since many of our coffins are scratch and dent or gently used models, we pass the savings on to you at Casket Carnival. And don't forget to say hello to our lovable mascot, Embalmo the Clown.
Hey, yeah, there. Thanks for coming to the Casket Carnival. You're really gonna dig our prices there. Don't forget to ask about our layaway plan, eh? Hey, geez, what's wrong with these people? I'm dying up here, huh? At the cremation station, we want to earn your business. You know, sometimes I wish I were dead.
Hi, this is Bob and Tom 24/7. My name is Jim Gaffigan. I have to go and, well, I just had a so you know where I'm going.
I know where you're going, Jim. Good morning, Mark Allison with you. Hey, did you know the Bob and Tom Show has an app and you can have it on your phone? Do you know someone who might like that Bob and Tom Show app on their phone? Tell them it's free and available right now in the iTunes or Google Play Store, depending on their mobile device. They can figure it out, but again, free. Once you download the app, you can listen to your local radio station. Good morning. Listen to us here on Bob and Tom 24/7. That's our Bob and Tom 24-hour comedy station. We laugh all the time around here. Also, your free Bob and Tom podcast available through the app with one click. Boom. Set an alarm that'll wake you up with the show. Good morning. It's Chick McGee, the first thing you hear in the morning. All available through what? The Bob and Tom app. That's right. Thanks so much for downloading it if you have. And if you haven't, what are you waiting for? And you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Good morning. I'm Mark Allison with a look at your entertainment news. No change at the top of the box office list over the weekend, and that's good news for last week's #1 movie. Smile repeats as the top earner with $17.6 million in ticket sales. It was expected to have some competition from the 1930s era Mystery Amsterdam, but that star-studded movie faltered with moviegoers, opening with just $6.5 million, good for third place. The number 2 movie over the weekend was Lyle, Lyle, Crocodile, adapted from the children's book. He's already serving a 23-year prison term for rape and sexual assault in New York. Now, disgraced movie producer Harvey Weinstein facing a new trial. This one takes place in Los Angeles. He was one of the biggest titans in Hollywood there. Jury selection gets underway today in a trial in which Weinstein faces 4 counts of rape and 7 other sexual assault charges involving 5 women. The women will be testifying as Jane Does to protect their identities. The trial expected to take 8 weeks. The man accused Kevin Spacey of making a sexual advance on him as a 14-year-old has told a New York City jury about his experience. Anthony Rapp says he felt helpless when the actor put him on a bed in his apartment and climbed on top of him. Rapp says he was frozen when Spacey ended up on him, saying he felt pinned underneath the older actor and didn't know what to do. Court dark today. Trial resumes tomorrow with Anthony Rapp back on the stand. And that's a quick look at your entertainment news. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
King Charles, he has a personal piper that wakes him every morning at 9 a.m.
Hello, King. I'm your royal piper.
Oh, jeez.
Is he up yet?
The tradition is for a tap in at 9 a.m., but the king is always awake earlier.
Much
than
earlier.
That.
Oh, if I were king, I'd be sleeping until 1. Are you kidding me?
Oh, wait a minute. He plays bagpipes outside of his window.
Oh, that's...
I thought it was like a flute.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm up.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, guy, it's Kid Tarmac. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. Kid Tarmac.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, performing a musical number written especially for this evening, the Disco Lifestyle Awards are proud to present Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
I do. Let's hit it, Marty. Here we go. I like to live the disco lifestyle. I like to live in a disco world. I want to disco marry you and have a disco family, and we'll all live in a disco. I love the disco lifestyle. I love the disco lifestyle.
All right, let's...
You know, disco has always... Man, I have lost my eye.
Oh, my. Okay.
Popped out.
He's about to resume.
Welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee on vacation. Jessica Alsman is here.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
What are you mad about?
Josh Arnold, the sidekick chair. Do you think it's positive or negative? You make all of our guests feel weird and never want to come back.
Mark Summers gets the same questions over and over. I haven't asked him yet.
So, have you ever been slimed?
Oh, Jesus.
I know.
There's
He
Willie
comes in the
Griswold.
show, and I talk about his book.
The question I hate more than
forgotten he wrote.
The one I hate, I just did a reunion for our high school, and I got asked a million times, when you did the Tonight Show with Burt Reynolds, was that real? And I'm just so tired of answering that question.
Oh, I love that clip.
Oh, my God. Stop it already. You know?
If you're wondering what this is about, just Google it. It's
Yeah,
there.
right,
It's
please.
all. It's there.
It's
Yeah.
there. And it was real.
Yeah.
Is that your most Googled thing, do you think?
I think so.
It always comes up in all the feeds. It's so funny.
There was an incident.
I get uncomfortable watching it, but
Yeah.
Why do you get uncomfortable watching?
Well, man, it is.
because he's so. I'm totally on your side.
Yeah,
in
well, I
this.
appreciate that.
As
you should be.
He's just so. He's trying to hurt you.
Yeah,
and it really bothers me.
He was trying to hurt me. You're right. He and at the end of the segment, the NBC attorneys ran out to me and said, "Are you okay? You're not going to sue us, are you?" I mean, that was all they were worried about. Is was I going to sue NBC because this guy went nuts on me?
Google it, ladies and gentlemen. But we were talking about the fact that Mark moved to Los Angeles in the mid '70s and was there at the Comedy Store with guys like Dave Letterman and Gary Shandling and the guy who's on TV more than any human being now, I think, Howie Mandel.
Yeah.
You guys were all starting off at
I used to open for Howie.
Wow.
Yeah, a place called Stocks 2 in Orange County.
And Howie's still out there. He's on. Every time I turn the TV on, that America's Got Talent is on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of over it, but it's on a lot. But I'm not sure if you're aware of this, Mark, but Ace is a master of the joke.
Oh, Lord.
And I thought, as I know you kind of came up doing magic and hosting and all sorts of things, I thought perhaps a little school in the art of telling a joke.
Who's that sexy man with a deep voice? Ace Cosby, here he is with his joke of the day.
That guy who stole my diary, he just died.
Oh, boy.
Now my thoughts are with his family.
That was Ace Cosby's joke of the day.
Hey, I'm not going to lie. I like it.
That was good.
What the hell are you all laughing at?
I get you guys all the time on my phone, and I look forward to when you do this every day.
Thank you, Mark.
Yes, that's true.
How kind.
Oh, boy.
Mark, do you miss doing stand-up at all?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No.
You don't want to think about it?
No. It was painful.
It's stressful,
at times,
yeah.
It is painful.
I remember I got called to go do a college in New Orleans, and I was the opening act, and they said I had to have 2 different 30-minute sets. Okay.
All right.
And I was just getting going, so I did like close to 30 the first time, and then I had to go back out, and I didn't have any material, so I did magic tricks for 30 minutes for a bunch of drunk college people. And we were in the worst hotel. It was full of cockroaches, and me and a guy by the name of Ellis Levinson, who was the comic I was with, we spent the whole night throwing shoes at roaches on the wall, What, get out of show business,
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, those stories of all those things. I mean, I did a warm-up on a Bette Midler special, okay? Now, here's who was on the show. Bette Midler, Dustin Hoffman, and Emmett Kelly. Okay?
Wow. Okay. The clown?
The clown.
Was he able to walk?
Oh, no, this was 1976 or something, okay?
Yeah.
And so Bette's taking like a week before each costume change. So I'm going out there, and her audience was interesting, okay? And they learned to hate me in about the first 20 minutes, okay? It was not going well. And I went into Emmett Kelly's dressing room at one point, and we were talking during a break, and he came out and like worked with me, did shtick with me and whatever, because he felt the flop sweat in his dressing room, so he came up and helped me. And so at the end of the night, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and like I'm beat the hell up. And I remember going, it was Gary Smith and Dwight Hemian, and I said to Dwight Hemian, my mom always wanted me to be a doctor, and he said, it's not too late. So, so I'm leaving, and Emmett Kelly's standing at the door, and I said, Mr. Kelly, thank you so much. You really saved my rear end out there. I appreciate that. And as I'm almost at the door, I don't hear nobody thanking me.
Oh.
And it was Bette.
Oh.
And it was early in my career, and it's, do you keep walking? Do you say, go F yourself? Or do you turn around and I said, oh, I'm sorry, Miss Midler, Midler.
Miss Devine.
Miss Devine, yeah. I didn't want to bother you, and and she said, no, I apologize. I know I left you out there, and one thing after another. So I said, okay, fine. I walked out, and I figured, well, I'll never work again. I get a phone call the next week. She's doing a special at the Roxy for HBO, when nobody really knew what HBO was back in the day, and she requested me to do the warm-up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she played the whole show to me. If you can ever see that show, I'm in the audience. She's like looking at me the whole time. So it was like, that was pretty cool payback. I mean, she was, kind to know that she kind of put me out there. And
yeah.
She, so there's good stories and bad stories. But, when you're doing stand-up, if you're doing great, it's amazing. Mm-hmm. But as you know, if you're not doing well, I asked Billy Crystal, what are you doing? He goes, well, I try to grow a beard on stage. It's just like, get the hell out of here,
Well, speaking of doing well on stage, got this one from Eric. I saw Willie G Saturday night. He killed it.
Yeah.
By the way, I bought
Nice.
4 lighters. Great show.
4 lighters.
Yeah.
Well, lighter users tend to lose them.
We should explain to Mr. Summers that in today's world as a stand-up, you really have to have merch. To break even.
Seriously.
To do your gas. So, Willie, you want to show Mr. Summers?
Yeah, Mark, these are the Willie Griswold not for weed lighters. There's a lot of these hooligans out there. They're trying to smoke the reefer.
Yeah.
And you can't do it in every state. So these are the not for weed lighters. You can use them for cigarettes, candles, arson. You just can't use them for the old marijuana. I'll give you one if you want.
That would be nice. So let me ask you, because I've been in the merch business for a while with the Nickelodeon stuff and Double Dare. What's your cost per lighter?
It's a couple bucks, but I have to buy them in like mass.
Yeah, you got to buy like 144 minimum or something.
So
right?
I got them sitting.
Is
in
it
the
really a
garage.
couple bucks per lighter?
I think it's like I get it for like I think it's like $3.45.
And what do you sell them for?
$5. I make like no money off it.
No, I was going to say, so why bother?
I think it's just kind of fun. I think people are gonna have it in their pocket and they give it to their buddy. It's they're fun. They're cool. It's a good time.
I bet
What were you selling?
T-shirts and sweatshirts, and in the Nickelodeon days, I owned a part of all that stuff. So we'd make a T-shirt for $5 and sell it for $25. That's how that whole thing works. I remember talking to George Carlin once, and he was saying, I make more money on the merch than I do on the darn tickets.
Yeah,
and that's why they stand out there. Alton Brown's probably the best. Alton Brown, a Food Network guy, and now he's doing Iron Chef over at Netflix. He'll stand out there. If there are people waiting for 2-3 hours, he will sign every book, every T-shirt. He'll do it because that's where he makes all his dough. It's amazing. I bet you could get $10 for those lighters.
I like doing 5, and I just like meeting everybody. I feel bad, like people got a babysitter, people are coming out, they got drinks.
Yeah, don't worry
I don't
about
want
it.
to take
Screw them. Just get the money.
Now, wait a minute.
I'd go 20 if I were.
I have another thing for Mark. Once again, I may be the only one who is obsessed with Mark's book from 1999.
Oh, I loved it, yeah.
Steve writes, Mark's book is available on Amazon right now.
No.
$37.22, but they only have 1 copy left.
Oh, my. Wow. That's
because Mark's had a fascinating life. Thanks for having him on the show.
37. Wow.
Yeah.
You got 20 in your closet. You should be,
that's right.
Hey, listen, do the math on that.
Yeah.
40 times.
It's now going up to 50 bucks.
That's right.
Let's see. Saturday, early show. Josh, you were awesome.
Oh, thanks.
Writes Cat. We are already using quotes from your set.
Oh.
Thank you, Josh. 4 hearts. Oh, a little bit of romance here, Josh.
Well, that's very nice. Thank you.
Do you write your own material?
I do.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah.
You save a lot of money by doing that.
Yeah. I've heard.
Seems to be a theme to this break.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. We're going to come right back. We have a couple of news stories. What stinks in Salt Lake City? There's a lot of answers to that. Let's see. What do you get Putin for his birthday?
Oh, boy.
Well, someone got him something.
How about an army?
How about a cyanide pill?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's...
let's see. Oh, and actually, a pleasant story, there's a happy ending to something involving the hurricane. The hurricane?
The hurricane.
The hurricane.
Well, a happy ending in a hurricane makes sense.
I hope that hurricane hits me.
Yeah,
there has to be
a happy ending with a hurricane,
There has to be a pornographic film called The Hurricane.
There was a porn movie called Double Dare. Honest to God, talking about taking a physical challenge.
Okay,
Happy now?
We'll find out more when we come back. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Got a comment? Our email is bobandtom@bobandtom.com. More Bob and Tom next. State law.
Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show.
Boy, this week in Fort Mitchell, Kentucky sure has a lot of dummies in town. It's the annual ventriloquist convention.
Morning, Bob and Tom Show.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry? What did you say? From the ventriloquism convention?
Yeah. And I'm not moving on this.
I can tell.
We can tell.
I can tell your lips are pretty still there. Jerry, what's the name of your partner?
Timmy.
Timmy?
It's Julie.
Can Timmy? Can Timmy speak into the phone? Hand him the phone.
You're going to drink some water.
Drink some water while talking to us. Okay,
go
great.
ahead.
I'll have to call you back.
Hey, don't say we didn't warn you. There's laughter ahead. This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
Rolling through a Monday, it is October 10th, and Jessica Alsman sitting in at the news desk for Christy Lee on assignment this week. And, of course, you can hear more from Scorched Earth. That's her nickname, Jessica Alsman. And the Bits and Pieces podcast, which dives into the Bob and Tom archives. They discuss some of our favorite bits and pieces from the show. It's a lot of fun, and it's free to download at bobandtom.com/podcast. You also find the That Josh Arnold podcast and the Bob and Tom Show Extra podcast comes in around 3 p.m. Eastern Time, weekday afternoon. Some brand new content for you, and it is all free. bobandtom.com/podcast to download. Rolling through a Monday, Reno Collier on the way with his country fried take. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. Good morning, I'm Mark Allison with a look at things you may have missed. It happened last week, but it's still hard to get a fix on what an apparent cyber attack has done to the nation's second biggest healthcare system. Common Spirit Health has said little about what it has called an IT security issue. Security experts warn it can take time to get a handle on full effects of apparent cyber attacks that's having on patients and hospital. The company runs 1,000 healthcare sites that serve 20 million Americans and has 140 hospitals in 21 states. A major shock to owners of certain electric trucks and SUVs. Rivian Automotive is recalling nearly all the vehicles that it has delivered to customers. The recall order is aimed at fixing a loose fastener that could affect the driver's ability to steer. That's important. The recall order affects about 13,000 vehicles. And that's a look at things you may have missed on this Monday morning. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Hey, Shooter, it's Kenny Tarmac. Hey, we just landed. I'm an ORD, just got in from TPA through ATL. And hey, guess what else just landed? The Bob and Tom app. I know. Now, thanks to the Bob and Tom app, even if I have to go all the way from Foxtrot 20 down to Alpha 4, I can still listen live, see their videos, find an affiliate station, use the alarm, and even send a message. This is Kenny Tarmac signing off and reminding you everything I touch turns to sold.
Hello, this is comedian John Evans. Padoom, 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 and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Hey, good morning, honey. What you doing?
Oh, it's this darn coffee maker. It's on the fritz again. You know I can't start my day without a cup of coffee.
Hey, don't worry. I've got just what you need.
Really? What is it?
It's the new coffee-flavored bubble gum from the Blowzuka Gum Company, and it's loaded with caffeine. Here, try a piece.
This is great. And it tastes like coffee. What's it called?
It's called Blow Java.
Blow Java. There's so much flavor. It's like an explosion in my mouth.
You bet. There's nothing like a Blow Java first thing in the morning.
It's the coffee-flavored gum. Blow Java. Blow Java. Open wide, stick out your tongue. Blow Java. Blow Java.
You can chew, but please don't bite. And if you swallow, it's all right.
Blow Java.
Blow Java, the coffee-flavored bubblegum. Also available in mocha, cappuccino, and our most popular flavor, Latte.
Honey, I just love Blow Java.
I can tell. Look at the size of that wad in your mouth.
Hey, look, I'm blowing a bubble. Look, I've got gum all over my face.
Wait, let me take a picture.
There's caffeine in every bite. Blow Java. Blow Java.
Chew a wad, but not in haste. Sorry about that salty taste.
Hi, this is Greg Warren, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
Drew Hastings is our guest.
Let me tell you a little tip, and I'll tell your listeners. I have always carried $2 bills. People are inordinately impressed with $2 bills. Have you ever noticed that?
Yes.
When you give one to somebody, they act like it's a big deal. First question I usually get, wow, where'd you get this? Like I know someone. It never occurs to people they can just go to the bank and ask for them. And if the bank's out, you can get them to order them from the Federal Reserve. Takes 3 days, costs nothing, and then you get consecutive serial numbers. But that's a whole other story. For example, say you're in a coffee shop. You'll order toast and coffee. The bill's $1.90. You throw a 2 on the table. Waitress is so intrigued by the deuce, it barely registers. You've left her a dime tip.
Bob and Tom.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee, goodness knows where she is. There's Jessica Halsman.
Hello.
She's at the news desk. There's Pat Godwin.
Hey, Chick.
There's Josh Arnold.
Chick.
Ace Cosby joins us. He's at the track phone hotline hot phone. There's Willie Griswold.
Good morning.
I'm Chick McGee. Here's Tom Griswold.
First off, Pat, congratulations. Your album, your brand new album, hit #1 in the comedy chart over the weekend.
How cool is that?
All right.
Thank you.
Streaming here and there. It's called Christmas Bonus. The bonus, I know you don't like the title.
What a weird name.
Because it's got
Holiday bonus, I said. Holiday bonus.
It has holidays. There's a Hanukkah song, there's Christmas songs, there's a Halloween song, Thanksgiving song.
That would have been better. Christmas, Thanksgiving, holiday, Hanukkah song instead of Christmas.
Holiday madness.
Yes.
Okay.
Everything must go. Holidays.
Congratulations.
Finally, Tom likes the title and you guys hate it.
No, it's, if you're interested.
Yeah, I wonder which one matters.
So that's Pat's new album, downloadable, et cetera, everywhere.
Good.
Getting a lot of nice mail about our guest. He is television personality, author, brother of a great drummer. Mark Summers is our guest.
Orthopedic shoe salesman.
And this comes to us from Dan, saying how much he loves it when you're on the show. When we last left you, Mark was talking about the fact that someone decided to make a pornographic video, taking the title Double Dare.
Yeah.
I believe it was
with Deborah Dare, by the way, was
starring Mark Cummers.
Hey!
What?
I guess that slime is a little rough.
People at Nickelodeon are spinning in their graves right now.
These are all true facts.
True fact.
That's the question you get the most about, I assume, the slime stuff.
Yeah, how many times were you slimed? Did you like getting slimed, and all that kind of good stuff. And, the fascination of people who go into my various, social media, I've always wanted to get slimed. I've never quite understood. But the first day, now keep in mind, when I auditioned, I didn't know anything about obstacle courses or anything. I was going to host a game show. So I get the job, and I go into the studio, and here are all these obstacles, and they're pouring, green stuff and whipped cream and chocolate syrup, and I said, what the hell is this? And they said, well, at the end of the show, they do the bonus round, and if they can run through these 8 obstacles in 60 seconds or less, they win all these prizes. And I said, do you really think kids would want to do that? That's what a genius I was, okay? And that bought me a house in Santa Barbara.
What was the temperature of the slime? That's what I've always wondered.
Generally, it was rather cold, okay? And it could shock you. Sometimes coming out, they try to get it room temperature, but it wasn't always that easy to do. So the males would know shrinkage from that. Yeah. Okay, that's kind of the direction we're going. It's that bad.
Where was that filmed?
Well, we initially started at WHYY in Philadelphia. Then we moved it to New York for a short time, back to Philly for a couple of months, and then we were down at the Nick Studios in Orlando, Florida for quite a while.
Is it still out there?
No, gone. Shut it down. Sad.
I mean, is it being rerun anywhere?
Oh, God, yeah. I went back right before COVID and shot, how many episodes did we do? I don't know, like 60, 70 new episodes. I was not the host. This was fun. I kept trying to bring it back forever. So Nickelodeon calls me in home and says, hey, we're bringing back the show. Your persistence has paid off. I said, great. And they said, but you're not going to host it. And I said, oh, who's hosting it? And they said, we hired an influencer. And I said, I'm a 68-year-old guy. What the hell's an influencer? So this very nice young lady by the name of Liza Koshy hosted it. I was exec producer, and I was the announcer. So I became the sidekick. And every now and then she'd bring me out, and I'd do some stuff. So one day, she got laryngitis in the middle of the show. And they came to me, and they said, Liza can't talk. Can you go out and do the show? And I went, yeah, of course I can. And they said, well, how much rehearsal do you need? And I said, none. And they said, why? And I said, I do this in my sleep. So I went out and did it. The ratings skyrocketed of those episodes. And then, they had to sort of decide, and they decided to stay with her, which was fine. But
how many? Do you happen to know how many you did altogether?
The original run was 525 episodes. Wow. And then we did another 60 and a Super Bowl special, so almost 600 episodes. Yeah.
So not very successful.
No. And here's the you part. Okay, you gotta love this. So, streaming channels. I question, you're paying $1 bazillion on your cable bill, and then now you got to pay $6.95 for Disney Plus and $7.95 for Paramount Plus and all this stuff and Discovery. And I thought, well, how much money are people actually going to, write a check for on a monthly basis? So I own a percentage of the show, have since day one, and because of Paramount Plus, I get a statement the other day for this check that was I said to my wife, does this say what I think it says? And so every 90 days they send me this boatload of money for things I did 30 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Because I signed, I'm in it's a union gig, and they're running that stuff, and thank heavens.
Cool.
So, yeah, I keep making money from things I did when I was a young man. So it's pretty cool.
It makes sense. Like, my inner child doesn't even know how to talk with you in this room because I'm kind of freaking out, very stunned.
Oh my God!
So then, as I
there's a hug happening. There we go.
She's getting teary-eyed.
Ms. Alsman's getting hugged by Mr. Summers. Isn't that sweet?
So anyway.
Or now, are you too nervous to do a couple news?
I can do news stories, but no, it's like my generation. When you find all these things on streaming platforms again, you can't wait to go back and watch them, and then you're watching them with your kids, so then they can enjoy it. So
and the comments that people write about, we never realized the show was being done on 2 levels. Now they're getting the jokes that I told when they were 8.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
You always latch onto that stuff from back. I found myself researching Larry Mondello.
Oh my!
Over the weekend.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Who's that?
He was in Leave It to Beaver.
He was one of the side kids in Leave It to Beaver, and I found out he got kicked off the show because his mother was so aggressive on set. They fired the poor kid.
Really?
Yes.
What was his name?
I forget.
Oh my, Larry Mondello.
And then there was also there was a kid in that show. And one of the buddies was named Whitey.
Oh yeah.
That wouldn't play today, would it? No. Not going to find him on BET, I bet. Are you? Or maybe you would, but not for long.
Okay, let's squeeze in one news story. What have you got over there?
a statue dedicated to Cheetos and its bright orange dust has been erected in Canada.
Hey now.
CNN reports that the brand installed a nearly 17-foot tall statue of an orange stained hand holding a massive Cheeto puff in the tiny town of Cheadle, Alberta.
Oh, that makes sense.
According to Cheetos.
Cheadle, Alberta, but now wait till you hear why.
No, I know why.
According to
Why?
Cheetos, the community was chosen because of its name similarity to Cheetle, which is the company's official name for Cheeto dust.
Right, yeah. A couple of years ago, they came out and said, hey, we call this stuff Cheetle. And, in fact, weren't they selling it in a little shaker?
Yeah, that's right. Salted.
Really?
Yeah.
The monument will remain in Cheadle until November 4th before embarking on a tour around Canada.
We have a very short tribute to Cheetos, ladies and gentlemen.
If you want to turn your daddy parts orange, eat some Cheetos and watch some porn.
I got a little short
I was going to ask you if you knew that joke. Because that's what comes to mind for me.
By the way, Tom, I hope you found out when you were doing a deep dive on Larry Mondello, that was the character's name. The actor was Robert Rusty Stevens.
Oh, okay, yeah.
A little red-haired kid.
Wow.
Yeah, just you go back to your childhood and all those things that you saw back then. They just every once in a while you go and do the deep dive, and find out about obscure things. It's nice to find out that they're alive.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
I mean, I think everybody in Leave It to Beaver except for the Beav is pretty much deceased.
Yeah. His first
and who
appearance,
knows his quality of life, you know.
I was Beaver. Larry Mondello's first appearance, November 22nd, 1957.
I was hosting a show called Couch Potatoes, and
I loved Couch Potatoes.
And so we would have celebrities from back in the day come on the show, and we did a Mother's Day week, And one of the people we brought on was Barbara Billingsley.
Oh, wow.
Well, Barbara was nipping a little bit too much booze.
Yeah.
And so when she came out, trying to read the teleprompter took quite a while. But the worst was Mrs. Howell.
Oh.
Lovey? Lovey.
Was her Natalie?
Yes. And Natalie, wow, we had to bring in, Frank Welker to do the voice. I mean, it was just, it was not working out well. Or maybe it was Fred Travalina, but she just couldn't put two sentences together, So we had those things every now and then. But,
Good to know.
Yeah.
Barbara Billingsley has a great cameo in, for my money, the best, pound for pound, the funniest movie ever made, Airplane.
Yeah.
What an inspired casting choice. They're perfect.
But her lines were just,
Oh, yeah.
I speak jive. Again, another movie that they would never make.
She wasn't the first one, their first choice. Wasn't it Carol Brady or something?
Oh, really?
Am I getting that right? I don't know. That seems to stick in my head.
Oh, I didn't know that, but it's still a great choice. Real quick, a couple things. Pumpkin spice, anyone? Apple cider, 'tis the season. HelloFresh knows that. That's why they're making it easy for you to savor this season. HelloFresh, how does it work? They do the shopping. That takes a lot of time. They do the measuring. They send you the boxes of fresh food, and whatever kind of food you're into, they've got it. So hosting has never been easier. Put on a tailgate, perhaps, or celebrate Oktoberfest. Willie, what's the latest you made over there?
One of my favorites, the Salsa Verde pork tacos with Monterey Jack and Southwest crema. HelloFresh is going to send you 9 ingredients. You put those together in 6 simple steps. In about a half hour, you have these delicious, colorful tacos that you made at home with our friends at HelloFresh.
Whatever kind of food you're into, they've got it. Get started today. HelloFresh.com/BTShow65. Why the code BTShow65? 65% off plus free shipping. They really want you to try HelloFresh, and with that kind of offer, why wouldn't you? The code is BTShow65, 65% off, free shipping, HelloFresh.com/BTShow65. We're coming back. We'll be joined by comedian Reno Collier. We're hanging out with Mark Summers. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Morning laughter just might be the best medicine.
I can hear you, oh no. You're talking out your ass again.
Bob and Tom 24/7.
Good morning, I'm Mark Allison. Thanks for listening to Bob and Tom. And for everything Bob and Tom, check out our website, bobandtom.com. All the latest highlights, news, information, links to our social media. Oh, we know you kids love your social media. And, of course, much, much more. The Bob and Tom Show puppets on video there. There's Pat Godwin in video singing a song. Ace Cosby telling a joke. Willie Griswold, if you want to see the cast or find out more about them or just check out everything that has to do with Bob and Tom, just go to bobandtom.com. And don't forget, we always love to hear from our listeners. Here's how you email us. bobandtom at bobandtom.com. Spell it out. BOBANDTOM, Bob and Tom. Let's say it together. Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com. Send us your emails. We love to hear from the junior windbags of things we've gotten wrong and should correct, which we sometimes do. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we ignore you. A lot of times we end up playing your request later in the show. Sometimes it's 2 weeks later. You just never know. That's the fun of emailing us. But we see every email that comes in. Trust me, because I'm the one that reads them. Bob and Tom at bobandtom.com. Good morning, I'm Mark Allison with your news headlines. Explosions have rocked multiple cities across Ukraine, including missile strikes on the capital, Kiev, for the first time in months. Hours after Russian President Vladimir Putin called a Saturday explosion on the huge bridge connecting Russia to its annexed territory of Crimea a terrorist act masterminded by Ukrainian special services. After the first early Monday strikes in Kiev, more loud explosions heard later in the morning in an intensification of Russia's attack that could spell a major escalation in the war. Officials and media also reported explosions in a number of other locations, including Dnipro and Lviv. North Korea says its recent barrage of missile launches were the simulated use of its tactical battlefield nuclear weapons to hit and wipe out potential South Korea and U.S. targets. Its leader, Kim Jong-un, has signaled he would conduct more provocative tests. Monday's North Korea statement, released on the 77th birthday of its ruling Workers' Party, is seen as an attempt to buttress a public unity behind Kim as he's struggling to overcome difficulties such as the pandemic-related economic hardship. State media say North Korea's recent missile tests were a response to recent naval drills between U.S. and South Korea forces, which involved the nuclear-powered aircraft carrier USS Ronald Reagan. And many Florida residents lost nearly everything when Hurricane Ian rampaged through the state. But this is a story about someone who found something because of the storm. Ashley Garner lost her wedding ring outside her Fort Myers home days before Ian struck. She, her husband, and 3 young kids searched for it to no avail. Family rode the storm out at home and went to clean up once it passed. Just 10 minutes into the cleanup, Garner says her husband spotted the ring in a brush pile next to their garage. So a little bit of happiness coming out of Florida. And that's a look at your news. More of the Bob and Tom Show coming up.
Things you hear on the Bob and Tom Show.
Norman, honey, what you doing? It's getting late.
I'm downstairs, honey. Just getting some cereal. Snookums.
Thank God he found it. I was getting desperate. I hope this works. You know, Judy tried it with Ted, and she said he's become insatiable.
Boy, will Snookums be in for a treat, because her hubby is chomping on the new cereal for men who are sexually dysfunctional. It's Nuttin' Raisin, honey.
This sure is tasty. Honey, I'll be right up.
Nuttin' Raisin Honey, the cereal that gets you up in the morning, or any time for that matter. Nuttin' Raisin Honey. Eat them from the bowl or right out of the box.
Think you know your pro football and want to put your knowledge to the test? Then play Pigskin Pick'em every week at bobandtom.com. This is your chance to win a Mini Max Big Green Egg. Just pick the winners of this week's pro football games and you could win a Mini Max Big Green Egg. Head to bobandtom.com/contest and play Pigskin Pick'em with the Bob and Tom Show. Hey, don't say we didn't warn you.
I'm warning you, don't do that.
There's laughter ahead.
I should be having a better time if this is a party.
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
It's the most terrifying and talked about movie of the year. Don't miss seeing Paranormal Activity. This sparse, independent film is getting great reviews and will all scare you in the spirit of Blair Witch Project.
Hey.
What?
Excuse me, scary voice guy.
Who the hell are you?
Hi, I'm Bob Gavoyan. Paranormal Activity? Really? A single camera shot from a bedroom? You all need to hop off the Paranormal Activity bandwagon and get your ass in line now to see my new movie, Para-Knocker Activity.
Want me to keep jumping, Mr. Kavoyan?
Yes.
But I'm getting all sweaty.
Oh, that's okay. That's why we're doing the soapy shower scene in Act 2.
Oh, okay. I can't wait.
There. So, what do you think?
It's okay, I guess. It's not real scary.
Jeez, what a homo.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Jessica Alsman here.
Hello.
In for Christy Lee, who's moved on, I guess. There's Pat Gott. That's not true. She's on vacation. Josh Arnold is there.
Hi.
Hi. There's Ace Cosby. Hey. There's Willie Griswold.
Yo.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold.
Thank you very much, Chick.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, just drinking some iced tea.
It's all right.
After all these years, you think I could time it better. Our guest is professional, television host, author, and a guy who's got great stories. It's Mark Summers, and we're also joined via satellite with Reno Collier by Reno Collier. Hey, Reno, how are you, sir?
Good morning, my friends. How are y'all doing?
Are you at a new place?
No, I'm at my house. I've got today is my celebrity golf tournament for a soldier's child.
Oh, great.
Right. That's a great cause.
I've got people. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, it's I'm real proud of it. And I got comics staying here that try not to take money from the foundation. I got Tom Mabe and my buddy Cletus T. Judd. And I think Tom's still alive. He's upstairs and probably doing a prank on my dog.
Yeah.
And I'm just it's so much fun dealing with comics at a celebrity golf tournament. They think that they're doing a gig. You know, they're like, hey, what time do we get to the hotel? What time are they picking us up? Nobody's picking you up, jackass. You go to the golf. Where is it? It's the address that's on the invitation. You'll see it. Put it in your phone and find your. Do we have breakfast? Yes, we're going to feed you. Good God. It's supposed to be for the kids, man. Do we do time? Yes, you're going to do 7 minutes before we tee off. No. It's so stupid.
Now, do you actually play?
I do. Yeah. We have celebrities for each team. And then this is the 14th year we've had it. And we started, it was based off of one kid. There's that famous picture of the little boy getting the flag when the Marine's bending down and he's crying. That kid's from Murfreesboro. So my friend started this foundation 15 years ago based off of him. And now we have 5,000 kids in every state. And we put on a birthday party for any child who's lost their parent by, no matter how it happened, who served in the military. And we put on a birthday party for them and through their 18th birthday. And then we have summer camps. It's a soldierschild.org if you know anybody that we can help out. And the summer camps have been going on so long now that the actual kids who run it went when they were little.
That's great.
So we've been around long enough. So these kids that go to school and no one understands what they're going through, they can come to our camps and be with other kids who have been through a similar, really bad situation. So I'm real proud of it, man.
You should be. How do you find it again? I'm sorry, online.
It's a soldierschild.org. And we're in all 50 states. We also have college scholarships and things like that. So if you know a child who's lost a parent that was in the military, serving, we don't want to forget about them.
Well, that's very, very cool. Now, on a lighter note, are you a decent golfer?
No,
I figured.
I mean, I'm probably like a 20 handicap.
Now, so do you get to play with everyone? Does like a special hole where they get to meet the host, or do you have to just get assigned to 4 guys and?
You get assigned to 4 guys. And last year, the guys I was with all showed up in kilts and were hammered at like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Nice.
And I quit drinking 5 years ago. I was like going like, you guys, are you freaking? They're wrestling each other and throwing the ball at each other and tackling each other. And I'm like, I'm the host, damn it. Act like you've been here before.
I believe they call that
but
penance.
I kind of deep down inside. Yeah. What's that?
They call that penance, Reno. That you're,
That's right. I know. Dude, when I have to drive somebody home from a bar, I'm like, do you have any idea how weird this is? Like, to me.
Reno, do you know why golfers wear 2 pairs of pants?
Why?
In case they get a hole in one.
Oh, look at you.
What do you give that, Ace?
See.
Dude, I used to love that show, Unwrapped.
Oh, thank you, sir, very much.
Yeah.
It was
man.
It was a lot of
It's
fun.
nice to meet you.
Same here. I had
Golf?
to hook you. Yeah, but I suck. I'm not good at it. But I had to hook you up with Robert Irvine because Robert does all the military stuff as well, and I think it's a great combination. I got to hook you guys up between what you do and what he does. I think there's a lot of money and good stuff to be done. So let's make that happen.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah.
Last year we raised, I think, $140,000.
Oh,
wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
So, now, Mark, it's interesting because so far people have kind of spontaneously mentioned about 5 shows that you've hosted or been on.
Mm-hmm.
And there's kind of a generation. And so if you're walking down the street, someone walks up to you, do you in your head do the math? Okay, this person's going to mention.
Yeah, well, recently somebody said, "Hey, can I get your autograph?" And I said, "Sure." I said, "Unwrapped or Double Dare?" And he said, "What's Double Dare?"
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's fascinating.
What was the last time you were on camera for a show full time?
Well, Double Dare when we did it right before COVID, so that was, I guess, the last full time thing. But yeah, it's been a while. But my favorite thing is when you walk down the streets in New York and people yell, "Hey, Mr. Double Dare, hey, Mr. Food Network." But my favorite is, "Hey, Summers, you suck." So,
that must be nice.
Yeah, thank you. I'm here all week. Try the veal. What can I
So
do?
your brother's in New York now.
That's right. So Reno, where are you stationed? Where are you?
Nashville, right outside of it.
Very nice. What a great town that is, huh? Oh my God.
Well, I love it. Are you? We probably shouldn't keep you, so you can go get your tournament organized for the morning.
Oh, dude, organized. There's just like comment. I mean, dude, I'm serious. My texts are like, "Is it today?" And I'm like, God, dude. What do you know?
Do I got to bring my own ball, or do they give me a pink one like when I play mini golf? What's the ball?
No, they'll give you a ball. They'll give you a ball.
I got a nice letter here from Steve in Topeka with reference to Mr. Mark Summers. He goes, my father and I were picked from the crowd to be on Double Dare while on vacation in Florida at the Nickelodeon studios. I had to throw rubber chickens into hula hoop pants that my dad wore.
Yep.
We got slimed at the end. To answer Tom's question, the slime was very cold. And then you finally got slimed.
Oh, yeah. I did a lot towards the end there. We did the first 65 episodes, and they took them to focus groups. And if you look at the first 65, I was in a coat and tie. I wasn't wearing Reeboks at the time. I was in penny loafers. And the kids said, you got to get messy. So Nickelodeon said, you got to start playing the game. And so, you do what they tell you to do. And yeah, so after that, I was getting trashed all the time. The kids couldn't wait to get me messed up. So that was cool.
And you were famously wearing tennis shoes on television?
Yeah, Reeboks. That was the big thing. They were a sponsor. And I still have some that were from back in the day in boxes that I've never worn, which is
wow.
Nuts. Yeah.
Wait a second. What size are you?
I better be nice.
Chicken Eye both.
Oh, that's right.
Both 12.
They're 12.
Yeah.
Reebok, very fine product.
I like the shoes.
We'd be thrilled to have them as a sponsor for the show. Many fine shoes out there. Wouldn't you say Brooks shoes? Allbirds.
Allbirds, that's right.
I'm wearing a pair right now.
Justin's.
I don't know what Justin's are, but yeah, those are good.
They're boots.
Are those
I'm
shoes?
trying to get a sponsor too, man. I'll wear them every day.
Tell me how you got the name Reno.
I'm named after my great-grandfather. Do you really want to hear this story?
No, I do. I'm very curious. Were your parents, in Vegas and went upstairs and had sex, or what was it?
No. And everybody oddly thinks that. I've been asked that quite a bit. It's creepy. My great-grandfather, I'm named after my great-grandfather, and when he was born in this small town in Ohio years ago, his mom was single, and she was nuts. And she told everybody in the town that she had a dream she was having a girl. So she had the baby. When the baby was 3, she died, and he went to live with an uncle. And the uncle clearly found out quickly that it was actually a boy.
So she had been raising him as a girl.
Oh, my. Yes, as Renee, R-E-N-E.
Wow.
And they went down to the courthouse instead of making a big deal about it and changed the E to an O. That's what he told me, but he also said he was like 118 years old. I don't know what's real with him, what was or what isn't. He was hilarious, but that's the story that he gave us, and that's what we have always thought.
Great story.
Yeah, so it wasn't...
He was cross-dressing before it was popular, you know what I'm saying?
But it wasn't, they didn't just go up and knock one off in Vegas.
My parents?
Yeah.
Well, they may have at another time.
Yeah, that's right.
They ended up... I don't know that they ever did it, but yeah.
Probably an unpleasant topic.
Oops.
They didn't name you One Pump Johnny.
No. That's my brother.
Do you hyphenate that?
Well, now, can we look forward to one of your editorials next week, since we're running low on time?
Yeah, you want to do it next week?
Yeah. And it'll give you a break today. Well, say hi to all your buddies at the golf course. I think it's a great thing you're doing. Give me the name again. It's A Soldier. What is it again exactly?
It's a soldierschild.org. And if you go in there, it explains all the information. And I'm not asking, you can donate, but more if you know kids that need us. We have, like in Nashville, we have a songwriters camp where these professional country songwriters get together with the kids and they write songs and record them and let them kind of express themselves.
Wow.
We try to find different ways for them to express themselves.
That's great.
Yeah, man.
Okay, well, maybe you could teach them a little stand-up comedy.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Okay, Reno, thank you so much.
Good luck.
Love you guys. Have a great week, everybody.
Got another surprise for Mark Summers.
Uh-oh.
Is it going to be embarrassing?
Oh, probably.
Okay.
You mentioned that the podcast, the title of which cannot be spoken.
Not yet.
But you've interviewed a number of people, and you mentioned one of them. You mentioned was Al Roker.
Yeah.
And we have a little treat for you. This is just a snippet of something from Tim Cavanaugh celebrating Mr. Roker's birthday.
Oh, it's Al's birthday today?
It's very short. No, but it would be much funnier if it was.
Oh, okay.
But when it was, we did the following.
NBC meteorologist Al Roker is 61 at the airport, 61 downtown. 61. in the outlying areas.
Bravo.
Thank you very much.
It's evergreen, baby.
Makes me laugh every year.
It's funny.
A little bit of Al Roker material. Now, we're getting all these great letters today about all you guys and your stand-up. I went to my very first comedy show Friday at the Diamond Joe Casino. It was great. Willie, I loved your merch. I have proudly not used it to light up marijuana cigarettes.
Thank you very much for that, sir.
I keep getting asked by other people where I got the lighters. I said, go see Willie.
Thank you.
How nice
How
is that?
kind. Yeah, we had a real good time out there in Dubuque. Diamond Joe, a lot of fun.
And then you guys have a gig this weekend. It's I think it's, what is it, Pat Godwin? It's at the Ho Chunk Casino. Who is it again? It's Pat,
Josh,
and Willie.
The trio.
That'll be huge. Very good, very good. And we turn back to the news desk. We got a couple stories we promised we'd get to that we didn't.
Yeah, residents of North Salt Lake, Utah are trying to determine the source of a smell stinking up their community. Miss Latai Nafusi told KSL-TV.
What kind of a name is KL Lafusi or whatever?
Latai confusing? What is it?
Okay.
It's very confusing.
It's very confusing.
It's Latai Kaufusi.
Indeed.
I think that's as close as I'm going to get.
She told KSL-TV that the overwhelming unpleasant odor began to permeate through the Foxborough neighborhood out of the blue. She said the stench was like that of dead fish, something really rotten. Mr. Max March said, I thought maybe something had died in my backyard. He added that it smelled as though a bunch of shrimp had been sitting out for a few days. KSL-TV reports that the mysterious smell eventually drifted away with the help of some wind, but residents still want to know where it came from and whether it might return.
I have a theory.
Okay.
Dahmer promotion.
Oh, my. Oh, man.
I guess that's a huge hit.
Gigantic. Go figure that out.
Have you watched it?
I can't watch that.
I watched the first one, and I'm done.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I have no interest.
Grim.
Oh, come on, you bunch of babies.
I watched them all. It is grim. Yeah.
Does it get worse?
No, it's very well done.
I know it's well done, but I
artistic,
mean,
very well done.
The topic
It's
is
rough, though, yeah.
You should do Dahmer, then you watch Snapped. That's when women, they take it until they can't take it anymore, and that's when they snap. Oh, yeah.
But they
gotta
don't
watch them all,
They
Tom.
don't decapitate and put it in the fridge.
Man.
Yeah, what's in the crisper? Dave.
But don't worry, it's just...
You would keep it in the crisper, wouldn't you? Like a head of lettuce.
Actually, it was Oliver Gacy.
That's where it is. Remember, you've seen it? They
I haven't watched the
it's
show,
on the
no.
bottom shelf. Oh, God. Well, it's very disgusting. What's your favorite show on TV right now, Mark? Do you have anything?
Wow, that's a good one. You know, I always go back to, anything Larry David does, I just find amusing as hell. I can watch those things over and over again. I don't have any appointment TV right now. I really
Have you watched any of the long form shows like Breaking Bad or any of those?
Yeah, it's just like, I'm not a guy. You know, the best show I've seen? The Bear. Have you seen The Bear?
So good.
I have seen
Oh,
The Bear.
my
love it, Tom.
God.
It's wonderful. You would love it. It's about a restaurant.
kitchen.
Yes,
Chicago.
a kitchen. A guy who's like top chef at top restaurant in the world and inherits through his brother who passes away this sort of greasy spoon in Chicago. It's so well done.
Yep.
They did 8. Alice and I watched 8 episodes in 2 days, and they got picked up for a second season. So that's been my favorite show. You know what I'm obsessed with? This makes no sense. House Hunters International. Okay. I just because Tom and I were talking that his sister was in Italy and
Lives
then
in
England, and I said people talk about doing that, and Elaine Boozler, comedian, just moved to Italy.
Wow.
And I always say people talk about that, but they don't really do it, and so I kind of live vicariously through these people who just picked their family up and moved to some clandestine location. So Alice and I are sort of obsessed with watching.
There are a lot of people that view the various real estate websites as kind of like porn.
Yeah, it really is. It's just crazy, So.
Zillow porn.
Takes me longer to get off, though, when I look at Zillow.
Thank you.
Than if I'm
Well, it goes without saying.
your ex-hamster. Yeah.
Unless there's a woman standing in the bathroom.
Yeah, typically there has to be.
Is The Bear fictionalized or is it a documentary? I'm not clear.
Oh no, it's a drama.
Okay.
But the food side, because I know a lot about that, having worked at Food Network for all these past years, is so well done. It's just amazing, and the acting is amazing.
When you went to the Food Network remember? Did you tell them about your hot dog adventures?
No, as a matter of fact,
never cooked at all. And...
No. Well, I said to him, "Why would you want me to be on your network? I hardly turn on a stove." And they had done research and found out that the kids who grew up watching me on Nickelodeon were following various people to other channels, and they thought, "Well, let's throw them on." It was the early stages.
Let's throw them on.
Throw them on.
Now, do you cook now?
Oh yeah, a lot. Absolutely.
Okay, so you developed that at a later age.
Because I've learned a lot, and my son, who exec produces every show on Food Network right now, has through osmosis gained so much knowledge that he's like a gourmet chef. He invites us over for dinner, and the food is off the charts ridiculous.
Wow, cool. Right now, speaking of off the charts ridiculous, those Raycon earbuds are
That's
ridiculous.
what you'll be saying about the Raycons. That's exactly right. Raycon's everyday earbuds, you know this, look, feel, and sound better than ever with 3 sound profiles to match whatever you're listening to. Of course, they feature noise isolation and awareness mode. You can choose to be immersed or tune into your surroundings if need be. And you can listen while you travel or maybe during a grueling workout with those optimized gel tips. They fit every ear ever made, and they're comfortable enough for all-day wear. And remember, they will not budge. And with Raycon, you also get 8 hours of playtime, 32 hours of battery life, and you get all this for half the price of other premium audio brands. No wonder Raycon's everyday earbuds have over 49,000 5-star reviews. And right now, you can go to buyraycon.com/Tom and get 15% off your Raycon order. That's buyraycon.com/Tom. Buyraycon.com/Tom. 15% off and free shipping. There you go.
Coming up, one last question for Mark Summers.
Oh.
And you'll be able to answer it, but you may not want to. How about that? Okay. There's no nudity involved or anything like that. Okay, just telling you. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. Catch any part of the show you missed later today on our YouTube channel.
Bob and Tom.
If you irradiate poop, it will be sterile, but it's still poop.
You can pick your morning radio show, but you can't wipe Bob and Tom on the couch.
And we are almost done with you, but not quite yet. You know, we learn a lot during the course of the show. Today, no exception. We'll be back with things we learned on the Bob and Tom Show today and a look at history on this October 10th. I believe the Naval Academy may have been founded on this date. Sorry to spoil it, Tom, but, you know, I'm the one that sends it to you. Bob and Tom all morning long, including today. Thanks for being with us on Bob and Tom 24/7.
I'm Chick McGee with your Bob and Tom Sports Update. Joe Musgrove brushed off chance of cheater after a bizarre spot check by umpires on the mound. as he pitched his hometown San Diego Padres into the next round of the playoffs. 7 innings, a one-hit ball, a 6-0 victory over the New York Mets last night. The Mets, 102 regular season wins, and they were eliminated. NFL yesterday, Justin Tucker kicked a 43-yard field goal on the last play of the game to lift the Ravens over the Bengals 19-17. That was the Sunday nighter in Baltimore. And Grady Jarrett flagged for roughing the passer after what many observed to be a typical sack of Tom Brady late in the fourth quarter of the Atlanta Falcons' 21-15 loss to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa. Other winners in the National Football League yesterday: the Giants win in England, beating Green Bay. Buffalo, Houston, the Chargers, Minnesota, the Jets, New England, New Orleans, Tennessee, San Francisco, Dallas, and Philly all win. And there's a new number one in college football. Georgia has taken back the top spot. Alabama slides to number 3 with Ohio State in at number 2. I'm Chick McGee, and that's your Bob and Tom Sports Update.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob and Tom.
Chick, your line, we're talking about Willie and Greg Hunt in Dubuque.
Yes.
Your line to me is Dubuque?
Okay.
Boy, I got real drunk at a casino in Iowa one time.
Dubuque?
No, but I was nauseated.
See, it's close to puke.
See?
Yeah, I see.
Wasn't that a fun little scene?
That was.
Oh, Pat liked it.
I enjoyed the effort and everything about it.
Bob and Tom in the morning and highlights all day long.
The Bob and Tom Show, weekday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern on Bob and Tom 24/7.
You're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7. The Essential Morning Radio. This is Bob and Tom 24/7. 24/7.
From the exclusive Bob and Tom Salon comes a brand new fragrance.
Oblivious.
Hello, sir. Can I help you?
Hello, yes. I seem to have lost my room key and I need another.
Name?
It's McCartney.
McCarthy?
No, it's McCartney.
Oblivious. That's one of those tricky Irish names that gives my computer fits. So is it MC with one big C, or one of those with a cute little C and a big C, or just 2 big C's?
It's a little C and then a big C.
Okay, then. And your first name?
Well, it's Paul McCartney.
Okay, Mr. McCartney. And are you here with a group?
Not anymore.
Oblivious.
This is the scent for the unaware.
You know, one of the most meaningful things that's happened to me since I've been the president. Oops.
Oblivious.
This is the scent for the intellectually absent.
Good morning, sports fans.
Good morning, Chick. What do you have for us today?
Well, I've got nothing.
Great.
Oblivious.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you." If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Oblivious.
Oblivious perfume is available at fine retail outlets everywhere. In fact, it's probably right in front of you and you didn't even notice. Oblivious.
You know, it'll take time to restore chaos, but we will.
Oblivious.
Hey, this is Frank Caliendo, and you're listening to Bob and Tom 24/7.
And Jesus said, "Take this bread and eat it. It is my body." And the disciples said, "Jesus, we're all on low-carb diet. We appreciate you dying for our sins, but we're all trying to slim down a little bit. We want to look good in the painting."
This is Bob and Tom 24/7.
And 15 minutes, what I'm talking about.
Hey, welcome back to the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee on vacation. There's Jessica Alsman.
Hello.
There's Pat Godwin in the performance room.
Hey, Chick.
There's Josh Arnold.
Chick.
Hey. There's Ace Cosby.
Howdy.
Manning the track phone hotline. Hot phone. There's Willie Griswold.
Good morning.
I'm Chick McGee, and here's Tom Griswold with our special guest.
He is Mark Summers, television guy, behind-the-scenes guy, in front of the camera guy, a guy who has been doing interesting things in showbiz since the mid-'70s. We were talking off the air, and he said you were the warm-up guy for the TV show Fridays.
Yep, ABC.
Short-lived ABC clone of Saturday Night Live featuring Larry David, Michael Richards. A guy named Bruce Mahler did a hilarious thing where he was a Spanish-speaking disc jockey, and he had the turntables. You used to have to spin him to get him up to speed.
Yeah.
I'll have to Google that and see if I remember it. I remember it at the time as being very funny.
It was.
Andy Kaufman famously had a sketch where he essentially ruined it. It turned out to be staged,
Yes.
I believe. But,
Yes. I went to school with Andy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Endless stories.
You bet.
Okay, quick question.
Yes, sir.
During the break, you're looking at your phone. You don't have to give me the number.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the most famous person whose number you have on your phone?
Ooh, I don't know. Dennis Miller, Rosie O'Donnell, Ryan Seacrest.
The Pope.
I don't know, just people I've known throughout the years. You know? But
That'd be weird if you had the Pope on there.
Yeah.
Do you have their actual name there, or do you have to have like a fake name?
I actually have their. That's probably not a good idea now that I think about that. But yeah, they're just right there. Yeah.
You have Rachel Ray's number?
I have Rachel Ray's number. I do. Bobby Flay.
Would you like that number?
Michael Simon. All my Food Network pals.
I wouldn't want to just call Rachel Ray cold. I would want to meet her in a group.
Yeah.
That's when she would sort of slowly fall in love with me.
I see.
Yeah.
I was in Italy this summer, and I called Bobby, and I said, where should I go? And he said, there's a restaurant called the Scoglio on the Amalfi Coast. He said, it's the best restaurant in the world. I said, come on. He said, no, it's the best. And coming from Flay, you go, okay, it's the best restaurant. It was so insane. I can't even begin to tell you. Spectacular.
Wow. You can give that one last plug. What's the name of the
called the Scoglio.
And where is it?
It's on the Amalfi Coast between Positano and Capri. And I have a friend who has been very successful, and he was kind enough to take me and my wife and 5 other couples on a yacht from Sicily up and down the Amalfi Coast this summer, and that was one of our stops, and it was pretty amazing.
So we've recommended a TV show called The Bear and that place.
That place, yeah.
Okay, time to, Today in History. We've got to cover
Time now for Today in History.
Hang on, what's today's date?
You don't know again. October 10th.
Okay, here
10,
we go.
10.
Okay, here we go.
10-2-2.
As I mentioned earlier, George Gershwin, Porgy and Bess opened on Broadway in 1935.
Summertime.
And it's Porgy. This did not involve Porky Pig at all. 1987, we'll skip a little bit. Whitesnake's Here I Go Again tops the Billboard chart, featuring a famous video starring John?
Tawny Katane.
Tawny Katane.
Yeah?
A dark, dark era in music.
No, that's a great song.
Yeah.
I've dined with her.
You what?
I've dined with her.
Did you?
Is she with us still?
No, she recently passed.
away. Sorry.
Aces was held for questioning, weren't you?
Okay.
I brought her an aluminum tray with some bread on it.
Wasn't a Dahmer thing, was it?
Happy birthday, the late Thelonious Monk. His friends called him the
monk.
T-H-E is the first part. Sorry. Happy birthday. You'll know this one, Josh. Ed Wood.
Oh, sure. Yeah, notorious independent filmmaker back in the day.
Yeah.
Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Considered to be one of the worst movies ever made.
Yeah, it's got a killer premise.
But in a wonderful way. Yeah.
You know what kind of wood doesn't float?
Oh, jeez. Yes. I do, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Natalie. Okay.
Go ahead there, man. I never thought I would say this sentence before. Mark Summers, shame on you.
The stand-up comes out. I'm around you. What can I do? My wife gets so upset with me when I do those jokes.
Yes.
Happy birthday, David Lee Roth, frontman of Van Halen. I'm not sure if they're still doing anything. I can never figure it out.
More of a Hagar guy.
And happy birthday, Brett Favre. He's been in the news for a lot of unfortunate things. Yeah, and it's spelled Favre. I can't figure that out. And that'll do it for Today in History.
Today, things we learned on the Bob and Tom Show. Christy Lee on assignment this week. Rumor is she's on... in North Carolina. We'll have the number and a room number and her phone number coming up later. My new puppy, Joey, she's an Australian Shepherd, and she's been trying to herd me all weekend by biting my ankles, which is, get over here, Dick. Tom's puppy has very sharp teeth, so his hands are all marked up. Big news also at the compound. I got a new refrigerator.
Congratulations, Chick.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you
very
very
nice.
much.
Did you get?
It's a Bosch.
Ooh. Nice. You've got Bosch refrigerator money?
That's what most people have done.
Now, let me ask you, is the old refrigerator in your garage?
Of course it is. Because I'm a proud Midwesterner.
That's right. Is the ice machine hooked up in the garage?
No, not yet.
How long did you have to wait? Because I hear there's like a year wait to get appliances.
2 days.
2 days.
Mark Summers, you're talking to Chick McGee.
Wow.
He knows people.
I had Chick order.
Now, they're dishwashers. That's a year and a half. Oh, sorry. It's just
How many dishwashers do you go through, though, in a year, you lunatic?
I like to keep my dishes clean. I like to keep them in their place.
How many loads do you dump in a regular day?
Laundry? I have laundry. If you go to Mouse right now, there's laundry in there. Sorry. I don't like having dirty laundry. I don't like having dirty dishes in my
According to Willie, a childhood story, there were lots of goggles at Tom's house when he was growing up. Safety goggles.
You don't want to get bacon grease in that eye.
No, you want to be safe.
You'll notice in the Food Network, all the chefs are wearing goggles.
Sure. Yeah.
They're just invisible. Okay. Hey, thanks, Mark. When your a new show comes out, the podcast, would you please give us a phone call and
I will
reveal the title? It better be good.
It is actually.
If you
good.
call with a crappy title, that's great.
It has something to do with my past. I'll tease you with that.
Okay. My time with Epstein, I believe. A shocking revelations.
You wouldn't do the Natalie joke, but you do an Epstein joke. What the hell's wrong with you?
Shame on you.
Oh, Mark, I'm a total hypocrite.
Shame on you, Josh.
Thank you very much. This is the Bob and Tom Show.
Hey, thanks for listening to the Bob and Tom Show this morning. Get a look at today's show on our YouTube channel.